Far too early for this bullshit. And yet I love it still. And we are live! Hi everybody, let's pop you guys out. Ray, good to see, glad to have you. Cremanium, good to see, glad to have you. Demins, good to see, glad to have you. Hydra, good to see, glad to have you. Jalali, good to see, glad to have you. Jade, good to see, glad to have you. Willow, good to see, glad to have you. Kochak, good to see, glad to have you. Jubilant, good to see, glad to have you. Kyle, good to see, glad to have you. Percy, good to see, glad to have you. Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? We're a couple minutes early just because I wanted to do sound checks and everything. I'm gonna go. It is early. It is currently 4:48 a.m. for me, and I did not sleep well. So I am currently trying to get the energies going, and hopefully, if we start with a trailer, or at least get a trailer relatively early on, that will help hype me up. How's everybody doing? Just all greeting each other, grinding the vaults. Morning. I need sleep, but family stuff keeps keeping me up later and later. Normally I had to go to bed right now, but now this. Hey, I mean, at least you have a normal cadence for being up at this point. Hi there, live on Hydra. Brian, good to see, glad to have you. Oh, you know what? Brian, that's good. I think so. I put in the new stuff that Ray sent me for the Patreons because but it doesn't seem like it's updating. Okay, I'm gonna have to update OBS after. But that's for later. But the banner above our head, obviously, for our Patreon supporters. If you support us over on Patreon, you get your name in the banner up above, although currently it's having problems updating. But we'll get this solved. Everybody excited for 6.3? Hi there. Hi, Kyle. How's it going? Quite civilized 10 a.m. for me. Yeah, see, you over there with your pinky up and a cup of tea and enjoying your regular time. I too am at 10. Yeah. I honestly, like, it's miserable getting up at this early, but I will say that one of the things I do fucking love is I didn't go. I only got like 2 hours of sleep because I only went to bed like 3-ish hours ago. But one of the things I do love is when I get to, after this, have a great one of these, and then I'm like, oh, now I get to go to like fucking exhaustedly like sleep, and there's nothing better than like actually being really tired and going to bed. Gonna BRB though, yeah, we got 10 minutes until we start. And I mean, I guess shouldn't be a shocker to anyone, but there are gonna be spoilers. I'm gonna go back real quick on the stream. Can you guys let me know? I'm gonna talk over while we have you. Let me know, is me talking over this like this with their volume, does that like work well, or is it distracting? Because I can turn them down. Because I will be reading off, as per usual, I will be reading off all of the live translations over on the unofficial live translations that we get by people like Iluna, Miuna, over on the Final Fantasy XIV Discord. You can follow along as well, or you can just like trust me to do it. I'm starting to prepare lunch, the beauty of time zones. I mean, right, Percy? Right? Sounds good on my end. Could do with me being a tiny bit louder? Okay. Me a bit. Okay. Happy live letter Orthos day pocket day. Yukio, good to see, glad to have you. Alright, we've got 9 minutes until we start. Let's make sure we're all caught up. Oh, so this patch is going to be interesting. This is going to be really interesting because you got the usual. I mean, you think about it. Usually, you have 5. You have 5.3, 4.3, 3.3. All of those were like epilogues to their preceding expansions, right? But because End of Endwalker's being like finale, and almost like this patch content being its own arc, I don't know that this is going to be as much of a finale vibe, a pseudo mini finale vibe, and so I wouldn't be surprised to have this be like the mid act of the 13th of the Void arc, not the Void arc, but the Void arc, ARC, not ARK. Anyways, you get the point. I'll be interested to see if we end up going to 6.4 or 6.5 on that one too as well, because like they're gonna have to have 7.0 getting set up And I don't think the void is in any way what's going on for 7.0. I think it's Mericidia. I really do. I think the void ties into it, the dragon stuff ties into it, the Allegan stuff ties into it. It would make a lot of sense geographically. It would make a lot of sense for going, you know, making sure it was an expanding of Atheris. Yeah, I definitely am going with that. Happy live letter, yeah. Hi, I made lunch yesterday, a massive pot of soup. Soup is good. I go to the soup store. I buy my clothes at the soup store. Time to grab coffee. I do not drink coffee because I hate bitter things. Tastes all bitter is bad to me. Eating pick is basically a trail mix of all different cheesy chips plus fucking iced tea. That's, well, that sounds like a treat. I'm glad you have them. I have water. I have delicious water. It's not really delicious, but I forgot to grab sodas or anything, so it's good to hydrate. I want to see news about the ultimate. Oh, right! I forgot that we're getting the second ultimate. Yeah, no, what we're going to get in patch 6.3 beyond the story itself is going to be fascinating. What are people most excited for? Like, is it you know, you got your MSQ information, you got your Paladin changes, which, ooh, as a Paladin main this entire expansion, during, like, what, 5.5? I'm quite excited. A little apprehensive, but quite excited. You have like 6 minutes to grab snacks. Yes. No, but I literally don't have them in the house. Raid and MSQ like the basic bitch I am. I mean, like, but that's like understandable, right? We're getting the second. Agalea was so fucking great. Like, I'm so excited for the next one. I mean, guys, the music for this is probably gonna be, well, let's think, right? We're probably something. It's gonna be Halone or Minfina inspired, assuming that it holds. Hey, Kyle, enjoy the emotes. Feel free to pick your favorite one. I'm always curious which one people gravitate to. I'm always just wondering if we're going to get to see your EE3 face. Well, I don't know. I would expect that I'll get pretty hyped for tier 2 of the Alliance raid. But also, I mean, like, depending on what they hearken to, like, you know, hint at for the patch. Especially if they hint at anything outside of the purview of what we would have expected. Like something like about Corvos or something wild. That's your problem then. You should have stocked up. Yes! Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Things that we know like are confirmed for 6.3 are what? Basically, I know Paladin changes, MSQ. I think you should be hinted at hearing about the ultimate stuff, but I don't. Was that ever confirmed? Just got my Paladin jacket yesterday. It's super cozy. Ooh, I want to get a Paladin jacket now, Kyle. Oh, that sounds phenomenal. Oh, how much do those even cost? I bet a pretty penny. Yeah, but I'm gonna be super because like here's always my mentality. Even if I really love a job, if they like break a job, let's say break a job for me. Let's not even say like, oh, the job's broken, but it just doesn't feel good to me anymore. I'm just like, okay, cool. I just got to move on to a different one experience. Like I'm in some ways lucky because I loved Shadowbringers Dark Knight, and I really hate Endwalker Dark Knight. I really hate it. It's a very relatively subtle difference that most people who are new to taking are not going to be able to tell the difference at all. Anyways, but like the changes to it, just like a big not fan. But then one, I knew I wanted to swap over to Paladin for Endwalker, and two, you know, I've had a great time with that. So if the 6.3 changes make it so that I just like I just don't enjoy Paladin whatsoever, it's fine. Maybe I'll switch to Gunbreaker, because when I was playing ARR, when I first went through ARR, I was played Warrior. When because I was always a tank main, and so I was first a Warrior, then I switched to Dark Knight, and then I switched to Paladin. So I haven't ever actually like mained Gunbreaker, so it's a good excuse. Hey, Yukio, thank you for the pesos. My Warrior of Light may be Ishgardian, but she is already ready to throw down with Halone. I mean, but also like Halone be about that battle life. Like Halone kind of be a battle sexual a little bit. So like I think Halone very, very much in her wheelhouse. Me, Summoner, I love Summoner, but the change was too much. Bring back my tank bunkle. Yeah, like I fucking adore. I actually kind of enjoyed old Summoner. I much prefer current Summoner. I think current Summoner is fucking amazing, and I love it. I mean, it's very simple. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a very good bedrock rather than any like super nuanced or complex. But it's fun. It's just fun. And to me, it's like playing Dancer, where it's not hard, but it's fun. But like that's the thing is that like sometimes a job may be like actually perfectly in a fine place, but it just may not vibe with you anymore. And I would say like instead of like despairing, take that time to like broaden your horizons, or maybe even try a new role. I remember if we're getting machines changes, but I hope so. I don't recall that we were, but maybe I'm wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some more buffs and changes. I know there's going to be some probably more balance changes for 6.3. Last I heard for Dragoonin asked, that was the removed to 7.0, right? Please beware, spoilers ahead. Thank you, Ray. Yes. Halone is a battle junkie? I don't know that she's a battle junkie, but she definitely is, in most of her lore, like, got the Battle Athena energy, you know? Tracy, good to see you, glad to have you. Hi, all excited for this. Good, yeah, I'm excited too, Tracy. Being autistic is trouble with big changes. I'll learn it eventually. Yeah. I mean, but even being self-aware of that and like incorporating that into like being able to like try to work towards enjoying the process, Koshek, is everything. Because yeah, if change is hard for you, it doesn't diminish. Understanding that doesn't diminish the hardship, but it definitely can really help. Yeah, I played everything. I have everything at 90. I like the option to change. Yeah, I mean that's the benefit too of like having, you know, all the jobs on one character, is that you can just swap it up. Super easy. My part of my problem is I don't think I could not tank main. I think I'll always have to tank main because I just go insane not tanking in dungeons. I've done too much tanking in dungeons, especially. But I really enjoy healer. Like I really enjoy playing healer, especially like Sage. I enjoy playing some DPSs, but I feel like I would probably just play them in Savages and Ultimates and that's about it. We got about 1 minute, so be ready for Yoshi-P to come on at any moment here. It's about 3 to be 3 a.m. Glad I woke up. Jesus, it's cold. Quinn, I feel you. I'm wearing a jacket right now. I have hammered a blanket to the underside of my desk, and I have a heater under the desk, so it's like a built-in heat space, because it is currently like I think 10 degrees Fahrenheit in my basement. For those of you in the non-Murica degrees, that is well below 0 C. Hey, here we go, guys.
第74回ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサーレターの
ユキオジェイ。
はい、皆さんにご挨拶お願いします。
ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサー兼ディレクターの吉田です。よろしくお願いします。
This is Yukio, and this is Yoshida. Yoshida, producer? Yukio is basically the community manager.
さて、始まりました。プロデューサーレターライブです。
Ooh, I like Mudra, but like I totally get why some people it doesn't vibe for some people. I will say Mudra also, if you like have an MMO mouse or something, putting Mudra on the right buttons does so much for making Mudra more fun. Because for me, it's like left, right, center for like flicking my mouse wheel. You constantly forget about the Mudra. It's the primary mechanic of Ninja. What do you mean you forget about it?
ちょうどメモリアルな日になりました。
あ、そうか、シャットダウンした日
です。
74th producer level live today. Today's date is 11/11.
に関係なく少し開けたんだっけ？あれそこで完全シャットアウトだ。シャットダウン。あ、年内開けてたんだよ。
Apparently 10 years ago, today the 1.0 server shut down. Yes, this is true. We actually, I think I allude to this in the Great Gubu Wall short we just put up. I just have a tendency to double tap my keys, hence why I keep getting bunnies. Yeah, Yukio, I totally understand why Ninja would, if that's the case, why Ninja wouldn't vibe.
羽目になったのはサーバーがあまり良くなかったからだっていうのを忘れており、
Oh, they're talking about 1.0 server shutting down.
サーバーは落ちまくり、阿鼻教官の地獄絵図になって謝罪放送みたいな体になってしまったっていう。ありましたね。
礼服っぽいスーツを着たせいで。
そうだね。
謝罪放送っぽくなる。
完全にね、ちょっとね珍しいスーツで。
はい。
ね。歌舞伎町の引退した兄ち
ゃん。Nope, they just gotten started, Hydra. You haven't missed anything at all. They're just idly chit-chatting, warming up a little bit about the 1.0 server shutting down 10 years ago. Nick, good to see you. Glad to have you. Yeah, been good. Always good to have you, man. Reaper, good to see you. Glad to have you.
ナンバリングだけで70やりましたね。
そうか、ナンバリングだけでかい。
まあね、プラス出張とかなんだとかいろいろやってきました。
ああ、そう
なかなかですね、長寿番組ですよ。
か。いや、なんかそう言われると急に感慨深いな。
ね、
全く考えてなかった。そうか、確かにね。そうだね、確かに動画上げてね。
I'm brushing my teeth with coffee. That doesn't seem healthy, Ray.
ね、あの時ね、ゲーム内に実装しろよ。
It really matters if I mess up English, but yeah.
いやでもね、ゲーム内に実装したらね、割られて即バレるんですよ。
One monitor for Livestream, second for Discord translation. Yep, that's exactly what I have set up currently. The server quality back in 1.0 was so bad that they kept crashing, and Yoshi-P had to do apology streams. And in a suit back then, in which he looked like he had just left Kabukicho. It's a district in Japan. Oh no, they explained it. Yeah, a district in Japan known for young people to hang out. Yoshi-P, we spent so much money on just trying to get like the servers functioning and on apologies and stuff. If you've never watched the No Clip documentary or plenty of other documentaries on the 1.0 servers and the nightmare of that, it's a trip.
あれだったんじゃないか。マヤの。あれをやったおかげで現実は救われた可能性もあるなと。
なるほど。
See, Hydra, the most British thing for me is if she was brushing her teeth with tea. Because coffee, to me, I think... I don't think Britain men think coffee.
ネタで空からアンゴルモアって書いたペンギンの巨大ぬいぐるみを落とせば予言は成立する。
Roria, good to see, glad to have you.
無事でやれるだろうみたいな。懐かしいな。
Yeah.
懐かしい。
Not talking about anything of substance currently.
そうなんです。
Particularly.
ね、ちょうどだから来年で新生10年だねなんていうのはみんなが言い始めてた頃でしたが、
Talking about last year.
先駆けて今日が10年目。
Oh, the influx of people last year with the servers and all that stuff.
確かに。
Or
まあで
next
も
year.
本当に多くのね、光の選手の皆さん
I think.
のね、後押し、それからプレーのおかげで僕らね、ここまでやってこれてるんで、まああの時ね、こんなことになるなんて誰も想像してなかったし。
Yeah, because it said right in that queue.
スタッフだったの。この中だと、たけしだけ？
だけですね。
あ、そうか。
I got KFC chicken and biscuit. Tastes better cold. Quinn, I can't follow you on into your madness, but I appreciate you.
そうか。そうか。そうだよ
Nah.
我々あの当時から変わってないのは、
Cold fried chicken is
生
good.
放送を自分たちでやってますっていうのが変わってない。
I'm not yucking your yum. I'm not yucking your yum, but I cannot follow you into this. Dillier, good to see, glad to have you. Sounds good. I'll make sure to let you know any relevant information. Speaking of, we never imagined we'd come this far. Thanks to all you guys. Says Yoshi-P. Foxconn says, people were wondering why it's the 10th anniversary next year. Why it's the 10th anniversary next year, and it's because we took a bit to get the servers back up. Because when the servers went down in November 10 years ago, they didn't come back online until the following year. So the 10th anniversary for 14 is actually next year, not this year. If your 10th anniversary of 2.0. I've never eaten a biscuit with chicken. What's the point? What do you mean, what's the point? It's delicious? Like it. Oh, also, American biscuits are not cookies. American biscuits are like fluffy, like doughy things.
ということで、
I miss when KFC's around me were actually great. KFC's around me are still great, so I'm a big fan of
と
those.
いう概要を吉田さんにご紹介いただければと思います。
まあ最近始めた方もね、多いのでプロデュースされたライブって大体
Okay.
そのメジャーアップデート
Another thing that's changed since us doing the live streams is ourselves. Part 1 of 6.3 features today, a few screenshots but no in-game
どんなものが
footage.
実装されますよっていうのをご紹介していく。ただまだまだ開発中だし、
That may just be for this part 1, but that also may be for further coming out. But they're talking about what the first
なのでま
section
だ
is
ちょっ
going
と
to be
ね
about.
実況をお見せできないんですけど、
They're like dumplings, I think. Yes, right. That was what we agreed that they were
こんなの
basically.
入りますよというのをやっていきます。
British dumplings are effectively what American biscuits
は
are.
い、来ていただけたらなと思います。
はい、よろしくお願いいたします。それでは、
That's interesting you say crunch your rolls, because to me, biscuits are usually much more fluffy, Hydra.
ということで、まずは
うん。
新しいパッチです。
Okay, what are we talking about?
タイトルから
はい。
いきましょうか。
Since we have a lot of new players, let me just say this. We usually have 2 PLLs, part 1 and part 2. In part 1, we mainly discuss the new features without showing in-game footage. And then we start with the patch title. God's Revel, Lands Tremble.
天と地に何かあるんやな。
Oh.
祭りじゃっていう。
Ooh, that's interesting because the Japanese is like
ね。
Tenno.
さあ当然ちょっと気になる
That's like
公開日なん
Heaven's
ですが、
several
まあちょっと年
celebration?
末ということ
Something
も
like
あっ
that?
てですね、こちら2023年1月上旬、まあお正月明けすぐ
Interesting.
早いタイミングでね公開をさせて
And it's gonna release next year. Yeah, we were assuming it was gonna be like week 1, week 2, or January. It was gonna be the 6.3 patch release, so that's not
ア
shocking.
ップデートとか不具合あった時にどうにも
Good rise, good to see, glad to have you.
すいません今回は年明け準備をね年内に全部終わらせて年明けできるだけ早いタイミングで
God's Relevance Trouble, very much referring to Myth of the Realm. Could be. I wouldn't wonder if that's also, though, hearkening on to some other things, the same way that we saw 6.2 actually tied into both the raid and MSQ at the same time.
ね。はい。
Does that mean Earth aspected gods? I don't know. I don't think so.
またいろいろ
I don't think. I think it's not. I don't think it's. We're supposed to be taking it lands so much in terms of like Earth aspecting. I think it's much. I mean, the thing is it could be because especially if you think about how Myth of the Realm is going to have, you know, double. Is going to have the 2 Earth gods in it and then the 2 ice. But like, it also may just mean more broadly lands rather than like thinking like soil Earth, more just like the realm.
ございます。はい。ほい。
Hey, there's our lady of the day.
人気を
The 3rd of January. I know. Yoshi-P says people are asking about the 3rd of January, and he says, no, I'd personally be okay with that, but that's a bit, you know. So, first week maybe of January, maybe second week.
そしてもう一枚
Yoshi-P says, Zero has become a really popular character, and that's made him very happy.
絵なんですけど
Oh, see, I knew it! Alfino and I knew Alfino and Ali say we're gonna like come back into the narrative around this time. Not surprising. Uncle Joe, good to see you, glad to have you. There's an Ultimate 6.3, isn't there? I don't think this Ultimate's confirmed for 6.3. Has it been confirmed for it? I thought it was more likely alluded to being like 6.4.
ゲストなのか
気になりますね。
気になりますが
So, when was the last time there was a comma in the patch title? I could not tell you. But I don't want to wait another month and a half.
なるほどね
Take the time, Demins.
こっから分析
Yay, no Christmas raiding this year. Yeah, well, I mean, it's also its Alliance raid, so it wouldn't be as bad. But yeah, true, Brian.
面白いというわけで
Yeah, I knew that they were going to be like, I'm not surprised. It was going to be 6.3 or 6.4. They were going to start bringing the twins back into the frame.
はいよろしくお願いします
Reminder, I will be updating you the second that there is any translation
サブ
notes.
ストーリークエストもですね多数ございますまずはこちら
Lady, good to see you, glad to have you.
上商店の続編がございます
Tataru's Grand Endeavor continues. Let's see, if we're going off the Void Arc from last time. I wonder if they'd go into Stormblood stuff?
スクリーンショットご用意しております
お願いします。
Probably? Yeah,
久しぶりですねこの
not surprising.
この2人とこの衣装ということは次のテーマはどこにな
Finally
る
gets the
の
LSA
か
and Blue Eyes. Claire, good to see you, glad to have you. When do they plan to release the job changes again? Paladin is 6.3, Dragoon and Ass, as far as I know, were moved to 7.0. More auspices, maybe? I don't know if they'll... Well, I guess it could be more. I would suspect it's just the ones that we already know and you meet during the Four Lords.
さすがファンフェスにね協賛いただくと
Yeah,
めっちゃ認知
Hancock.
されるってこと
I
ですね
appreciate
これ
Hancock.
好きでやってますからねあの人たちね
These two, these outfits allow for us to guess where these quests take place. I mean, yeah, it's literally the Hell's Lid. I mean, like, shocking no one, it's Stormblood. Especially if you look at the cadence, like the last one being Heaven's Word, this one's being Stormblood. I wonder what they'll do for Shadowbringers. I wonder if they'll just do Rowena-based stuff or something. Newfound Adventure continue.
こちらもスクリーンショットございます。まあこちらで
I love Tataru's Kimono. Yeah, me too. Yeah, here. So these are the side quests that you guys probably did from 6.2 with the Heck Dies that actually told you the story of the four, not the Four Lords, the Four Fiends.
これね、いい話。
そうねこれは
Yeah, would protect. Definitely me too, Lady Darkson. Keep expecting Hancock to look British, then remember it's Final Fantasy 14. I'm not sure I understand what that means.
どうなりますかね。はい。ぜひ
The side story you unlock after finishing 6.2 MSQ will continue in 6.3. So further, I'm assuming delving into like Rubicon and stuff. Swoop! Good to see you, glad to have you.
D ブランドの続編
I
が
look forward to all the Paladin mains, like me.
今回も
Elder,
暴れた
mains mauled and lose their shit. Either way, it's fun. Also, good morning. Good morning to you. And yeah, we were just talking about this before you came on. You know, I'm either gonna be really excited for it, or I'm gonna like, it's just not gonna vibe with me, and I'll switch to Gunbreaker, or so, or I'll switch to another one of the, or maybe I'll go back to Warrior or Dark Knight. You know, it's like, that's the thing about 14. There's a lot of jobs, even in just in a role. Oh my God, who else is fucking excited for Hildebrand? Yeah. Our boy is back. When will Endwalker soundtrack come to Spotify, I wonder? Not likely until 7.0. I wouldn't be surprised if literally tends to be like the new thing comes out. It could be 6.4, 6.5, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yoshi-P, I don't even know what we're trying to show with these screenshots anymore. Foxconn, kind of cute though. I remember playing Final Fantasy X-2 as a kid, and this being the save icon for the PS2. And so I always associate it with 10-2 more than I do 8.
でこのぐらいですって監修してもらって、そうなんですよ。だからなんかポリゴンで表現するとさ、このポリゴン数だったらまあねどうやってもって思うかもしれないんですけど、
There we go.
この左右非対称
Hildebrand, my boy. Yeah, this batch is excited for sure. I love the Blorbo.
していただいたんですよ。
面白こだわり。
はい。
Yoshi-P, we checked the balance between the asymmetry of the top of the head and the eyes so much.
シルディもはい。で、
To get it just right.
続編があるということはですね。
Oh my God.
次なるアップデート項目ですが、
Glorious.
お願いします。
Fox, I'm paying attention to interesting details.
の続編も
Yeah, further Mandeville weapons. Okay, so we are getting 6.35. That's what we would going off of Shadowbringers, what we would have expected. So you guys will see the glow for your relic weapons in 4 months. So since we have more Hildebrand quests, more Mandeville weapon
武
quests.
器制作コンテンツなのに持ってきたスクリーンショットがこれっていう。
Not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. Also, that thing reminds me of a Pikmin. It totally does. Geralt. Interesting. Is that a mammoth?
全く武器作ってねえじゃん。
Zavner?
これが何の瞬間なのか。
Yeah, that's Zavnarian architecture, and that looks like a mammoth. Interesting.
ごめんな。
This is Geralt about to pile drive a mammoth. I think that's what this is.
というわけで、
You know, shocking absolutely no one.
編が入ると。
Well, like you can see the mammoth's face down here. I mean, you can't. You might. I might. Here, my stream thing might be closed.
それからですね。
はい、続いて参りましょう。
Yeah, no, you can see it. So if you look at its face, you can definitely see like the mammoth head and also the general armor.
こちらも、
I'm Hildepilled. To be honest, I look forward to Menderville and the relic. Yeah, the relics are really good. I'll say that the relics for this one have been really good. I'm very, very excited for this series of relics so far. Viking mammoth like the ones in Anti-Tower and Eureka. Yeah, exactly, Hydra. I love the out of context screenshots. I'm probably more excited for the new EX trial. Yeah. I wonder if it'll be Rubicante and Cagnazzo. I mean, that would make the most sense. Especially based off of how 6.2 ended.
レポリと古代人っていうのもある。
ああ、ガレア。
New tribal. New tribal won't be until 6. Won't be at least for another patch, right? Pretty sure. But the current tribal is amazing. The current tribal quest, like the current tribal quest, may be my favorite tribal quest. Hands. It made me cry multiple times. You should, if you have not played the current tribal, the Omicron tribal quest, and Ultimate Duel, you absolutely should.
個体ですよあれ。
If there isn't an ultimate. Yeah, it's interesting. The fact they haven't even alluded to the new ultimate in 6.3 makes me wonder if it's 6.4 at this point. But I didn't keep close track because I know that was like really subject to change.
クラフター向けの
New tribal quests. Oh, the law bridge for the type of handcrafting. Oh, there we go. It is 6.35. I'm wrong. Awesome. They're putting in straight away. And I fucking called it. It was Loporritz. My guess, I always guessed it was Archaeology Loporritz, and then the final one was always up in the air, and so it was Omicron. Sweet. Yeah, this should surprise no one, right? Like the only there are a couple wild cards that could have been thrown out, but this was the obvious choice. And with how freaking funny Jamming Way was written during the Omicron quest, I'm very looking forward to doing these. These are gonna be hysterical. So new travel quest. Guess which ones they're gonna be? They're enjoying the Twitch chat. Guesses. We're getting Loporritz. Yeah, shocking no one. It must be bunnies or maybe midgets. Loporritz are not cute like everybody supposes. They got their hoppy little legs and twitchy little noses. And what's with all the carrots? What do they need such good eyesight for anyways? Loporritz. It must be Loporritz. New dungeon. What's it called? You're not going to tell us. Oh! Lapis Manalis. Interesting. Lapisu Manarisu. Oh, no. Okay, there's nothing. There's just katakana. Lapis Manalis. Where could that be? Geographically, that could be in northern Othard or southern Ilsabard, assuming that it's not in the 13th. That it would make a lot of sense if it was in northern Othard or in like Dalmasca Inferior. That would also work too. Yeah, sounds like a gemstone. Yeah, I mean Lapis is a gemstone, so it's one of my favorite gemstones. The Japanese dungeon name includes Snow Mountain. Where could that be? Oh yeah, so you get Yuki. Yeah, okay, so this is definitely gonna be in northern Ilsabard. I would bet. I mean, it still could be northern Othard, but probably northern Ilsabard. The snowy mountains of Lapis Manalis. Makes me think Blue Palace. Yeah. New World Mammalja tribe. Yeah, almost certainly Reaper. That is not a 4 reference, though definitely something akin to. Actually, that makes sense if we saw Zero in Garlemald. Yeah, exactly, Hydra. That's one of the other things that makes me think it's Northern Ilsabard. I want to see a slide of this. Such good weather. I forgot to tell you I got 2 encyclopedia books. Woo! Awesome, lady. Oh my god. It's beautiful. Also, I bet you that there's cerulean pools, right? It's definitely Garlemald. We're definitely in Ilsabard and Garlemald, which makes sense for. And these are this is the pools of cerulean. But what's interesting is that's cerulean formations and physical crystals. This is the first like really clear cut, for sure, clarification that I can think of in the game that cerulean can exist in physical form, because it's been ambiguous in a couple places thus far, which is fascinating. This dungeon is part of the MSQ. Yeah, surprising no one. That's 1,000% Garlemald. Yeah, exactly, Brian. If it's not at least a little bluish, I will be disappointed. Yeah, with a name like that. Well, I think they succeeded, Percy. Also, blue is my favorite color, so it's beautiful. I love it. Don't touch the water; it's flammable. Yeah, no black mages are allowed to run this dungeon. please, God, no. So maybe it's not cerulean. Maybe it is. I mean, it would make sense if it is. It would make a lot of sense if it was, but also. New trial! Yep. Okay, so we're definitely getting the trial dispatch. And then I would bet we get Ruby Content Cognazo, and then we get like Golbez for the 3rd trial for that. Forbidden Rock Candy and Blue Mountain Dew Cave, let's go. Don't touch the water. What could the boss be? It'd be boring if it was another Imperial Remnant. I don't think it's gonna be Imperial Remnant. I'd have to think about it, but it's definitely grounds for like what are people looking for. The thing is that there's a lot of remnants from even just think about like Solus, what he might have left behind. No Black Mage or Machinist. They're bluffing Machinist by making Flamethrower kill all the mobs. I want Cerulean mutated beast. Yeah, well, I don't know. Cerulean wouldn't really mutate someone. It doesn't have the mutagenic property to it, but If that was the case, we cannot bring Alice and you stole it then. Yeah. Elio would be the final boss because he owns the blue caves now. Shamu, good to see you, glad to have you. Could be Lapis takes place in Othard North. It could be. We were saying that earlier, although based on the images we've seen so far and based on the name and the caves themselves, I would suggest it's most likely Ilsabard. It's most likely Northern Ilsabard, but it could be somewhere like the Unpromised. The other thing is that seeing that bridge in the background of that screenshot makes me think that it's industrialized, and we don't have any implication that the Unpromised or the Eras or any of that is like industrialized in any way. So I think it unlikely. It's much more likely that it's definitely Garlemald. Sophia will be the next Unreal. Who would have thought? Yeah, no one's surprised by that. Of course, there'll be another trial boss. There'll be the trial boss is a secret. It's gonna be Cagnazo and Rubicante. I bet you money. As a combined boss, it's gonna be like fire and water. Remind me of Monster Hunter World Underground, but yeah, Swoop, I totally see it.
かなりあるんで、すごく綺麗に作られてるコンテンツで。
No Black Mage, just Ice Mage. Yeah, you can't use Astral Fire. You can only use Umbral Ice. So much brain training in this fight. Actually, a lot of gimmicks and mechanics in this one, thinking back. Apparently, they added a lot of mechanics and gimmicks for the Unreal version of Sophia. I'm betting the Trials Rubicon say why Cagnazo is the dungeon boss. Maybe Hydra. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Especially with the fact that it's in Garlemald. I don't think that they're doing another Void dungeon, like 2 in a row. And I think the way that they suggest in the story that the two of them are going to work together makes me think it's going to be a duo fight. New Alliance Raid, yeah! The sequel to Agalea. Which one of the Graces are they going to... Charities are they going to name it after, I wonder? Since it's an uneven patch, we get the next 24-man raid. Are we going to get its name? Which charity is it named after? That gives me big Stargate vibes. Well, this is in Gridania. This is the yeah, it is Eurofsign. Yeah, Eurofsign. Yep. So they're definitely just naming them after the charities. And if you go to Gridania, if you go to Eastern Gridania right now, the Shroud, not Gridania, the Shroud right now, you can see that that's the Shrine of the 12, Sanctum of the 12. But yeah, definitely Stargate. They're gonna buff Machinist again by making Automaton Queen punch you in the gut every time you summon. Slay, Queen, slay. Yeah, the first Alliance raid was a lot more popular than we had anticipated. Well, I mean, it was beautiful, wonderful music, and good story, and answering long-standing questions, and it had Graha in it. I mean, like, I don't know, man. What more do you fucking want? Sounds like a good buff to me. Jade. If you enjoy the stream and you're already a member of Discord, why not come join us at discord.gg/Eorzean Archives. Yeah. We have a good time there, socializing, talking about lore, all that good stuff. It's so difficult to pronounce. Okay, in Japanese, it is Eofurosainu. Oh, hey, Graha with a very strange-looking backpack going on. But also, is he wearing a Gleaner outfit? Graha in a Gleaner outfit. That's interesting. What is that measuring etheric signatures? What is even going on with that? Black Flame, good to see you, glad to have you. Forgive me, I just really went quick. It is Eofuros Shune. Eofurushine. Shinu? Man, that is a mouthful in Japanese. I mean, it's bad in English, but... is he carrying a slot machine on his back, or is it an old phone, says Yoshi-P? Garage is a portable jukebox to blast the tunes. He's really going back to his bard roots. Looked like a back-mounted orchestration. Yeah. Lapis Dungeon, Cagnazo, Haven of Ice. Too much of blue color for this patch. Look, as someone who loves blue, I'm here for it. This looks like an orchestration thing. Yeah, it totally does. Chat thinks like, yeah, I think chat all agrees. Yeah. Graha really bringing the 90s vibe back to the stereos on his back. 90s? I think you're talking more like Roaring 20s. What do you fucking think? Like, we were 90s kids were carrying around wooden boxes? Nah, man, I had my Discman. Graha gonna throw down some cardboard and start breakdancing battles. Yoshi-P, we're about to start the balancing of this with 24 testers, so they're still in the middle. Yes! It is the Heaven of Earth! This is the Heaven of Earth, and this is exact. Okay. I wish I had cut out. This is exactly what I described it was gonna look like. This is exactly what I said it was gonna look like. It's exactly what I thought it was gonna look like. So yeah, and I was right. It is. We're gonna get Earth, and then the next two are gonna be Ice. So we're definitely doing the full wheel. Nice Windows XP wallpaper. It totally is. Yeah, this is the Heaven of Earth. So this is where you're gonna fight Althic, and you're gonna fight Nofka. And then you're gonna fight in a palace of ice and rainbows. You're gonna fight Minfina and Halone, which you'll probably see up next here, hopefully. But yeah, so this is probably the arboreal tree that resides in the Heaven of Earth, and these are the plains. Is that Yggdrasil? No, well, like the Heaven of Earth kind of has a Yggdrasil kind of like tree, but it's not really Yggdrasil. It's just harkening on to like kind of the ideas of grand trees and wool trees. But even Foxconn says Windows XP background vibes. Yoshi-P says, I knew people were going to comment Laputa seeing this. Yeah, absolutely Laputa. There's a ton of Laputa, Castle in the Sky for people in the States and in the English-speaking world, references all throughout 14, so it's not surprising. Mistra, good to see you, glad to have you. Been a while. Hope you're doing well. This reminds me of Road in Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Memories, the Oblivion Castle. Yeah, the crossroads. Absolutely, at the beginning and end of the, yeah, totally. Nebraska! Noticeably, the sky in each heaven is the same as in the Omphalos. I mean, as in, like, cloud cover and stuff? I mean, yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't say it's the same in, like, the Heaven of Fire as it is in the Omphalos. Yeah. There better be some big robots. Yeah, I mean, don't we wish? Yoshi-P, please look forward to it. And now... Oh, it looks like we're not going to see the Heaven of Ice. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh man, I'm so excited to see that Heaven of Ice. Okay, they're talking about combat stuff now. Follow the yellow dirt road. Okay, so they're talking about ultimates. Here we go. You got your Uwu, your T, your Ukab, and now your DSR. Ultimate Duty 5 is secret. It's Omega, but secret, but it's Omega. Like it's Omega. Blue Ridge Mountains. Just go it, straight go it. Pam, good to see you, glad to have you. Did I miss anything? You missed a couple of things, but you can always go back and watch. Mainly just the things that we expected, talking about 24-man raid. It's definitely gonna be Omega. The 5th ultimate! Let's go! Totally not Omega, yeah. Special would be so good for real. Yeah, totally. Like the thing is that the Warring Triad is not going to be its own ultimate, and effectively are already kind of pseudo integrated into DSR, so it would have to be Omega. Unless they did, I guess if they did the story version with like Shinryu or something. 2 weeks after patch 6.3. Okay, so no, it totally was. They stuck with their 6.3 launch date because they were really hesitating on whether or not it was going to be 6.3 and whether they were going to stick that landing for a while. But no, we're definitely getting on 6.3 for all you guys who were waiting for it. Just going to be Fem Omega in a maid outfit. I mean, but how many people would be down for that? Omega or Shinryu? Yeah, I mean, Shinryu would make sense, but like the cadence of how they've released them means that I would think it less likely, historically. But totally could be. This ult is most requested ultimate. Omega is it? Interesting. I don't feel like I've seen a lot of people any more hyped for it than the other ones. From Omega, or maybe it would be both Omega and Shinryu. I don't think so, because usually they have the story-based MSQ ultimate separate from the raid ultimate. But you know, there's only the 4 examples thus far to go by. Yoshi-P says the Cape Westwind ultimate is the next ultimate, and they're having a laugh looking at the comments. I want Battle on the Big Village ultimate. I think you and a very select group of other players, Crotorize. Kane, good to see you, glad to have you. Since both of them did fight each other at the end of Heavensward. Yeah, but yes, there was the fight between them, but and maybe you could have Omega as an element, but I would say that, like, you think about how, you know, Ukab is and thing, and it's the raid, and then you have Uwu, which is a thing, and it is the story, and then you have T, which is the raid, and then you have DSR, which is the story. Like, it's split, you know. Four Lords, maybe. I don't think so, because there's not a lot of precedent for the trial series, but maybe. I'd be surprised if we got Four Lords. But maybe? Yeah, make yeah. Genbu, Byako, Suzaku, Seiryu. Yeah. No, good to see, glad to have you. And like, I don't think it's likely, but I don't want to say it's impossible. I just think that you would have seen that Warring Triad ended up being their own one if that was going to be the case. Could it be doing the FF final boss instead of Omega and saving him for the story ultimate? Could be. I mean, Hydra, that's not a terrible idea. Yeah, just do it, playing it a different way. Having like Omega Machine Omega in like the Shinryu fight, and then like having the bosses of Omega as more part of it. Or like, yeah, something like that. Omega does make more sense, but it'd be fun, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, totally be fun. Totally agree. Tataru Ultimate, how many clones would she have to make? I could probably tell you what is going to be in part 2, if that's okay for me, time to zone in, I will. Foxconn, viewers also will be excited for the following, the race. Foxconn, what is this? Oh, is this the deep dungeon? Okay, is it Corvos? Because I see Allegan stuff. I see Allegan, is it Corvos? Is it fucking Corvos? Is it literally the thing I've been saying forever? Oh my god. If this is I literally have been saying Allegan Deep Dungeon makes so much sense for so many levels. Is it the Burn? Is it Corvos? Where is this? Is it somewhere in northern Garlemald? Is it like a site that Emmett Selk held as his time as Solus? Come on, tell me. Just looking at the screenshot, auto plays a certain background music in my head. Yes, but where and what is it? Stop teasing me. Next ultimate is Tataru's Carbuncle. Yeah, it's an Allegan Deep Dungeon makes a lot of fucking sense. Come on, tell us what it is. Deep Dungeon number 3, patch 6.35. Oh man, this is gonna be a fucking stacked patch. Where is it? 僕らが思ってる以上に楽しみにしてたのにという声が多くてですね。まあレベリング What is a deep dungeon? Yukio, I can't explain you very quickly, but if you've done Palace of the Dead or Heaven on High, those are deep dungeons. Someone else may be able to explain quicker in chat. I need to finish POT and do it Heaven on High. Definitely do. I need someone to carry me through Palace of the Lord. Well, we can do. Why don't we do deep dungeons for community stream? Eureka Orthos. What? Oh. Oh, of course. Not Eureka, the island. This doesn't have anything to do with Eureka Island. Originally, this is referencing Eureka the Labyrinth beneath the Crystal Tower. This may be a installation that either exists beneath Crystal Tower, or it may just be them playing off that Eureka idea that they never got around to for beneath the tower and are applying it somewhere else. Endwalker and Progressive 50 failure. We took a break from Deep Dungeons and Shadowbringers, but much more players than we expected gave us feedback that they missed it. So we're back with another Deep Dungeon 6.3, and there are pre-requirements to enter this. The same pre-requirements usually you'd expect. Yeah, under the Crystal Tower, just to mention itself. Yeah, it's likely that this is the installation beneath the Crystal Tower itself. It's also that it was hinted at existing. It's also possible that this is somewhere else. But yeah, very exciting. There's an installation beneath the Crystal Tower. I thought it sunk at one point. It did, but there was the same way that the Labyrinth of the Ancients exists around the Crystal Tower. There were also installations meant to be beneath, and the Crystal Tower once was after the Fourth Umbral Calamity did sink beneath the ground. It was below there for a long time and then rose after the Seventh. Don't think about it too hard of how the hell that entire thing was underground and got jutted up, but more Allegan, yeah. Dude, there's gonna be a lot of Allag. Dude, 7.0 is gonna have a lot of Allag too. I'll promise you that. Especially if it's Mericedia, like I think it is. Can't wait to find more clones underground. Well, it's interesting, right? I wonder how much Amon had access to that installation or would have been tinkering with that. You have to finish Endwalker 6.0 MSQ and clear Palace of the Dead up to floor 50. Yoshi-P, view a Palace of the Dead as a tutorial for the game mode. So this is actually maybe a little bit more difficult and challenging than like Palace of the Dead. Consider doing Pulse of the Dead purely for story and lightsaber. However, I'm scared of Ada. Are you scared of her like mechanically? Because like if you're scared of her just because you're scared of her, I get it. But like mechanically, she's not bad. But we can definitely have people help you out. Jack, good to see you. Glad to have you. It was on a big spring. Yeah, it was on a big spring for the Crystal Tower. Yeah. Hope we'll get more Hrothgar info in this letter. We're not getting female Hrothgar until 7.0. Basically, you'll get female Hrothgar in 7.0, and there's not going to be any until we get to the hype cycle for 7.0. We won't see anything. We don't. Ada's just scary, but also sweet. Yeah. Scared of her appearing in cities, man. I'm absolutely down for Allag add-on, especially if it sheds some new light on Summoner's background. Yeah, definitely could hint, definitely that would be the correct period of time for information around that to be tied to it. Especially if you think about how Pomanders and like the crystals from Heaven on High exist. And Heaven on High is effectively a post-Allag installation anyways, so it's sticking with the theme. What is a deep dungeon? A dungeon whose architecture changes each time a player enters or explores. Players begin at designated levels and gain experience as they progress towards the deepest floor.
で、ディープダンジョン専用の武器と防具
Arrow Hrothgar. Deep dungeon specific arms and gear are enhanced via play. Yes. I'm leaning on Crystarium Deep Dungeon. I doubt it because you also in the twinning you go beneath. You already go beneath the tower itself, and I doubt it's. I doubt it's a Crystarium mostly because it seemed like they want to explore more of the source. But it's not impossible. It would make sense. It would make a sense. I would suggest that I think there are other more likely candidates. Female Hrothgar was confirmed with male buns, but no word when they come at all. It was very much implied 7.0, though I do wonder if it could be early. I don't think it'll be earlier. I really don't. I mean, I'll be happy to be wrong, but I would expect 7.0 female Hrothgars when you're going to see them. What are the odds we get female Hrothgars before we get Hrothgar hats? I would guess that we'll see updating some of the bone systems and some of that stuff along with getting female Hroth and or the graphics updates, potentially, if we do see them. So I would look in line with that. Entry is available for groups of 1 to 4, no role restrictions, difficulty is unaffected by party size. So like if you go in with 1, it's going to be just as hard as if you go in with 4, so you want to go in with 4 people. Orthos sounds like Othard, and that screenshot sort of reminds me of Azislaw. It could be around the area it was raised from. Yeah, the burn, it could be. I don't know what our justification for going into there would be. And Orthos, like Orthos as a term exists in other places. Orthos is a term. Where does it come from? I know that term. It's Greek, if I'm not mistaken. Straight or erect. Eureka straight. I'm assuming straight as in referring to a tower. Like orthopedic, yeah.
サブジョブとかのので、突入レベルは81からになってます。なのでまだレベリングしてなかったよっていう。
Orthos is Greek.
80は超えてるんだけど。
Yoshi-P usually wears something to hint at the forthcoming surprises, but I don't see anything special this time. But sometimes he gets really crazy with it. Foxconn. We saw someone who recently completed the solo runs on every job of Heaven on High and House of the Dead. Since you can level your all jobs in deep dungeons, you'll have to be level 81 plus to enter. In order to enter... Oh, so in this deep dungeon, you will have to be level 81 plus to enter. So this is going to be a good way to level your old jobs from 81 to 90, I guess. All players will begin Eureka Orthos at level 81. Rules and functions are generally identical to other deep dungeons. I'm sure that there are going to be some twists on them. Straight in my Final Fantasy. Wonder how this D&D weapon will look like. Yeah. New headcanon, we were raiding Rowena's stash of Allagan tech. Yeah, it's just Rowena's installation. I would guess that the Orthos in it is more referring to like it's like it is a tower effectively, even if it's underground. Hey, dude, support for Evan's word. No surprises there. Any interesting changes up though? Curriculum Library, Chemical Research, the Anti-Towers, Sorkai, so up to Heaven's Word. So now then with 6.4 will be Stormblood, 6.4 and 6.5 will be Stormblood. Stormblood, Duty Support Part 1 and Part 2. Stealing more USB drives to find the last chapter of the ancient fanfic someone was writing. I mean, you're not wrong, Jack. You're not wrong. Rowena's Stash Ultimate is the last duty we're going to get before Final Fantasy 20 Online.
で
New ultimate, Rowena's refrain ultimate. What if of Rowena buying all of Garlemald?
いただいたそう透明戦もありますね。
Hey, Heaven Ward do support complete. Yeah.
科学研究所
I mean, this was always the cadence that they set out to have, right? So we're 6.4. We'll see the first. We'll see up to like the MSQ mainly of Stormblood, and then the 6.5 we'll see the patch content, and then the duty support will be done. The question is just if they ever choose to retroactively add any kind of trial support, which I don't think they're gonna. I think trial support is gonna be for very specific occasions and very unique situations that are meaningful if they do it. Like when they do it with Hydaelyn, it's like it's because it's very special and meaningful to do it with the Scions.
かなりリニューアルされてございます。
なるほど。歴史の調整がなされて
Yoshi-P, we'll cover the rest of Heaven Ward's dungeons for duty
ア
support.
ルテマウェポンの後もさ、ちゃんと、ね、
Yoshi-P, the Etheric Chemical Research Facility is getting a bit of a
なの
redesign.
でその後なんで
Ooh.
それに即した
I
形で
wonder
また
why. I wonder if they're like something about its design fundamentally just made it a nightmare for duty support, and so they're reworking parts of it. I wonder. Now I want to go play Etheric Chemical and like try to guess which part of it is the design that like broke it for for the duty support. Oh, we get Papalimo for Balestar's Wall. Yeah, me too.
ちゃ
Yeah.
んとまあ
Well, but I forget. Isn't he supposed to be?
作り切ったからこそちょっと振り返って
Don't they like justify why he's not with you though? Because isn't he going beneath the wall or something? I forget what it is. I was just playing it a little while ago. Well, cry tears of joy if they pull off trial support. I don't want. I'm so torn. I'm so torn. On the one hand, I want people to be able to play it if everyone to be able to play the game, even if they're like terrified to play with other people. On the other hand, I do think it's maybe okay and good for the health of the game to at least have trials be something that you do with other players, especially because trials are not super hard and they,
絡んできてるからさ
I really want Etheric Chemical Research to be part of the MSQ roulette. Why would it be part of the MSQ
うま
roulette?
くつなげてってるんじゃないかなと思っておりますので、はい。
誰といけるかも
I mean, okay, I guess because it's a story dungeon.
として見ていただいたり
I mean, but under that, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, then have like Castrum, same way that Castrum already. Yeah, okay, yeah, follow.
で、
They're making it shorter, probably. I don't know that it's not that long. Is it? I don't think it's that long.
PVP も
Job adjustments, PvE and PvP. Here we go! Exciting ship. I still want Susanna trial support just for things like Wandering Samurai and Random White Mage. Yeah, they do. Long cutscene, I'm guessing. Oh, yeah, that may be. Well, that shouldn't matter for duty support. Probably even goes under the wall to talk the resistance out of the attack of the wall. Yeah. Okay, thanks to Mins. I'm not crazy. I've seen a lot of times where people pull the boss while people are watching the super long cutscene, it ruins it. Yeah, I mean, maybe that makes sense, but the fact that they're mentioning it in the duty support thing is what makes me wonder. But yeah.
ナイトだけ
Of course there will be job adjustments, but there's no plans for any like currently big changes.
まあ本当であればね、絶もあるので。
Okay, for the Etheric Chemical, the third boss is getting a bit of a redesign, and they're not changing the history. Of course, there will be job adjustments. I wonder if they're changing the third boss. Is the third boss the final boss? I wonder if they're changing that because of because of Pandemonium. Actually, Paladin rotation will change a lot. Yeah, surprising absolutely no one. Its current rotation doesn't make sense with their philosophical design for how they design fights. I like how they fight currently, it's very stable, but it doesn't make sense for the burst window design that is, yeah. Paladin is going to fully change. Paladin apparently is getting major change, which, again, shouldn't be surprising anyone who's been paying attention to that. Paladin feels odd right now. Paladin rotation feels, for me, awesome, because it's just it's like a beautiful loop of the melee into magic, but it's stable. It's like Black Mage, but it doesn't work in that there's like the 2-minute rotation windows for jobs and for their fight design and fight choreography right now, and Paladin's just kind of always doing its own thing in a self-isolated loop. Fourth boss is Ascian Prime. So which one's third boss then? Yeah, joking aside, it's funny how the Machina's potency changes did nothing to current raid tier, but are absolutely steamrolling through older content. Yeah, I mean, but that's also because, yeah, that's a whole conversation. I love the Ascian boss, we got 2-for-1 deal, yeah. We're testing the changes currently, and I'll be showing more detail about Paladin during the next producer live letter. Fuck. I mean, it's not that far off, but I was really hoping to see those changes today. I was really hoping to see those changes. I mean, I should have known better.
それから PVP
Yes, cleric.
シリーズ
Big
3
Sag
が
indeed.
そうですね。
はい、始まります。
Don't forget, PvP Series 3 is going to begin with patch 6.3, which means that you should definitely, if you want to get the mount, the dragon mount that's on right now, as well as the cruise chaser minions, you need to go do your PvP currently. Maybe we should do PvP for a community event, to like for our Saturday community event to help people get further in their thing. I just really need to get them out. I mean, just like have some fun, do some front lines or something. I mean, we can't really queue for Crystalline.
お願いします。
Hey, a new era for Crystalline. Oh! Let's go! Kugane Crystalline conflict! Oh, dude, I love it. What's its gimmick?
呼ばれてます。
Yep.
どんな
どんなギミック
I
が
fucking love it.
そうなんです。
What's its mechanic, though? Kugane Kabuki conflict. Kugane Kabuki conflict. Yeah, instead of CC, it's now KK. Yeah. Kugane conflict. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Well, let's hope I like the mechanic for
ハウ
it
ジング
too.
っぽい。確かにね。
あ
I mean, to be fair, the only map that I don't like currently is the
直木城って書いてある。
island. I mean, not the island, but the like platform map that is, you know, out in the middle of the sea because it doesn't have a mechanic, and I find the ones with mechanics are more fun because you can turn the tide in interesting
彼を
ways.
覚えていますかね。
Would it be funny if we got one in the first? We would have to fight Sin Eaters in that area. I don't think we'd fight Sin Eaters because that would be like literally like. There's so many like ethical problems with that. I don't think that would be how they do it unless they were like fake automata Sin Eaters. But like, I mean, someday, maybe we could see that someday. Especially if, like I keep saying it's probably gonna happen via the 13th. They're gonna connect the reflections. It's gonna happen. And I think the 13th, the 13th is the method by which they do it because the portal, because the like barrier between the 13th and other reflections, like the first and the source, are much weaker. So it means that you can enter, if you can enter into the 13th from the first, we know thanks to World Quest, we know from the source. It means you could probably you can exit back out, which means connecting point. Do you remember this guy? Yes, I do.
マップが増えるので、そのまあローテーション
Samurai,
ローテーションどうしよ
yo!
うかってまあ
The gimmick is Kageyama playing Yojimbo to mess you up. I like it. I hope you're right. Imagine the walls are sliding doors. Make the arena change. Ooh, Reaper, I love that idea. One wall was glowing, so it seems like it'll be changes. Yeah, I think you might be right.
切るのも
Kageyama, it's the guy from Kugane Castle. Yeah, one of the walls is highlighted, so there must be ways to make the walls block path. 13 is basically the terminal. Yeah.
ちょっとクラウド
You were joking, but
下げてまあ
But like-
の頻度が多くなるような形でちょっとローテ組めないかなという話は
no translation notes yet. Imagine if the walls and Greg are the hazards. The piles of gold. Yeah, I wonder if the gold can be spent. I wonder if they're just gonna like make like a soft MOBA element to
時だ
it
け
or
ラン
something.
ク回すみたいなのはちょっとねあんまりねあれなんで
Yeah, collecting the pile of gold will definitely do something. You can definitely see there's like pile of gold here, pile of gold there, pile of gold there with the item symbols. You can also see there seems to be a monster over here
調整も
in some kind of like Onmyoji outfit. By the way, about the duty support, I do think they'll add trial support, but only for 4-man MSQ ones if they do it. Alternatively, they could add duty mode, so you either pick solo fight or the group fight. Yeah, I think, Mr. I will say, I think they could go super either way. My only place I'm torn, and I am torn on, is whether or not they should. And I think there's absolutely wonderful reasons to argue they should, and some, I think, pretty reasonable reasons to argue why maybe it's okay to not. You have to pay to change the area? Maybe, Jack. Paisa, yeah. I was joking about the Kageyama thing and literally the next slash showing him. I mean, you know, what do you want? Shadow Mountain, man. Shadow Mountain. Cloud9 isn't that a popular as a stage, so we will adjust the map rotation in a way that it will appear less. First half of Producer Live Letter is done. We've already talked for 15 minutes. Cloud9 isn't that popular. Interesting. Cloud9 might be my favorite stage. Cloud9's the wind one, right?
10分。はい。
Elio, since you jump sketch, but my hands are frozen.
本日の休憩の音もしていただきます。今日あるんです。
I don't know why you drew this,
本日
but
は先日配信
yeah.
本日配信開始になりました、サンクチュアリーズハートファイナルファンタジー14チルアレンジメントアルバム音楽商品出ましたね。今日出ましたね。その PV が
Let me
ございますの
open.
で、まずそちらをご覧いただいた後に、これもまた先日開催されました パックスオーストラリア
There we go.
おー
That's
はい
better.
のリアルイベント
はいはいはい
がございます
ついに再開となったリアルイベント
Look at that.
はい
こちらの思い出動画を久々にございましたので
こ、れは楽しみ
はい、そちら2本続けてご覧いただきたいと思います。
それ2本つなげたら長さどれぐらいなの
Oh no! Now I lost the fucking place.
4分少々。
Give me one quick. Okay, the translation's
4
back up.
分少々
休憩10分だ。
Time for a 10-minute break. So there's still a lot for the second half for gatherers and crafters. So they've got a lot they're going to talk about for gatherers and
ということで
crafters.
はい
And during the break,
はいどうぞ
during the break, they will show the PV for the album they started streaming today in Video Packs Australia. Yeah. Oh, my chat broke again. Give me one quick second. Low poly grapes, yeah, eating Pocky now. I gotta get more. I gotta put shit like that up on the artboard. Fun fact: Cloud9 is also an old MMO. Oh, interesting. Cloud9 is least favorite personally. Volcano 1 being my favorite. It's the wind stuff, maybe. I fucking love the wind stuff though, because it's so tactical. Because if you know the wind's coming up, if you throw up your shield with 2 seconds to go, you don't get knocked up, which means you have to be really methodical about holding onto your shield and trying to use it to plan. And if your other people aren't paying attention, it's a great way to secure kills. So it's like, I love Cloud9. Cloud9's my favorite. Are they talking about the Island Sanctuary? I don't think so. No mention of it so far, but maybe with Crafting and Gathering. They may do Crafting and Gathering rework though. Maybe that's what they're hinting at. I don't put what about. Eating Pocky now, yeah. Well, now new gear for crafters pain, yeah. I mean, yeah, it may just be the simple enough that's like getting just the new gear stuff. I'm digging the sound of that album, yeah. I'm fucking loving some lo-fi shit going here. Oh, dude, I love this. I'm gonna listen to this while I work. If my hands will get unfrozen, I'll try you a better version deal. Sounds good. Now I just want to loop that. Please tell me they're gonna loop it. No, just PAX Australia. Go to grab more coffee. What's the next weird Nier like crossover you want to see? I don't. Effectively, the answer is I don't want to see. As someone who loves Nier, I don't want to see crossovers. I don't like things that, unless it's a crossover that effectively is like just straight up rooted in 14. So let's say they make a crossover that is deeply inspired by Chrono Trigger, but like it's completely like the same way that the like Ivalice is inspired by like 12 and tactics and stuff, but is made in 14, right? Like it's connected into 14. I would take something like that, but in general, I don't want weird crossovers. I kind of hate them. It breaks my immersion for the game, and so I don't effectively. That said, I think if you want to talk about like crossover events, like the 15 events and stuff for like playful stuff, I think there's all sorts of fun ones you can do. In which case, I think the easiest way to pare it down is to like Square Enix, like what Square Enix game would I want them to do, and something like Chrono Trigger. Fuck it, do Parasite Eve. I don't know. How do they make Oblivion lo-fi? Because they're just God. They're gifted. I personally hate the jumping platforms of Cloud9. Jumping platforms, but all you do is the start is like hop onto the thing and it sends you there, you know? It's not really like a platforming or anything. Guys, EverQuest is over 20 years old. I feel old. Yeah, I mean, it's well over 20 years old at this point. It's well over. It's got probably 25, approaching 25. There's some good Final Fantasy lo-fi. There is a lot of good Final Fantasy 14 lo-fi. New crafting and gathering gear, excited but also dreading doing the Pentameld journey again. Okay, but what if you just didn't? I mean, solution? I'm gonna enjoy making money off of selling materia. Final Fantasy 12 crossover with Double Friends. I mean, like, the 12 crossover is just Ivalice and Baja and all that stuff, but yeah. Inspired is definitely better than forcing cameos. Yeah. Like, again, I'm a huge fucking fan of Nier, but also, like, Nier being in 14 is, like, even though they try to coordinate it off and section it off really hardcore, it's still, like, a little bit, like... So... I think we'll see a 16 some way, but I really want to see Fire Emblem or Chrono Trigger. I would love to see a Fire Emblem one in like, again, I'd be down for like the Dragon Quest ones, the 15 one. Like I definitely hope we'll see a 16 crossover event like the 15 one, but those things are effectively non-canon anyways, so I can just not worry about them. And yeah, Inspired is definitely better than Forcing Cameos. Yeah, wouldn't it be difficult to put the Yorha flight unit in game, or would the models for the other races be issues? Well, I mean, they kind of already have the Yorha flight model. I mean, it's not the Yorha flight model, but it is effectively is with what's its face from Baja, the gold and silver ones. I want to see the Warrior of Light in Tekken 8, to be honest. See, now, what you want to see the Warrior of Light in as a guest character, that is a fun thing that I will do. Like, Warrior of Light in Smash, or Warrior of Light in Tekken, or I'll definitely be there for that. All I want is Bravely gear in 14, not even a Raider. I think I would adore that as well. As someone who's not a huge fan of Bravely default, I still hope you get it. Yeah, or at least Bravely inspired gear. I saw Lucina Alice, and I want to see that crossover so much. Parasite Eve. Well, fitting to use Zodiac theme to be used for Australia. EverQuest came out in 1999, so it's getting up there. Okay, I thought EverQuest was like 97 or something. I thought it was a bit older. I like the epic music mix with a friendly fan gathering. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna get to go to. I'm going to FanFest. We're going, and I may be going to all 3 FanFests, or at least 2. I may not get tickets to Japan. And so this is gonna be the first like 14 event I'll have gotten to go to, and especially as a content creator, it's gonna be wild. Trigar, good to see you, glad to have you. Igzorn, good to see you, glad to have you. There's Gabriel Alpha. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I still want a mana crossover. Yeah. We should put EverQuest on consoles. I don't know if there's enough interest. I think there's a lot of, like, a few incredibly passionate people, but I don't know if the, like, cost to do that would pan out, you know? Here's an Eve crossover. Final boss is the Neural Fractal Terror. Yeah. Nier raids are great for me for themes, but as far as rooting universe, yeah, that clash. Yeah, Kane, exactly. I love Nier. I fucking love Nier. I love the themes. I love the ideas in a vacuum of what they're doing there. Even though it may be hot nonsense if you don't know anything about Nier. I mean, they try to make it make some kind of sense. But like, yeah, exactly what you say. Rooting it in universe is... So... Warrior of Light and Soul Calibur. Ooh, Warrior of Light and Soul Calibur. That'd be... I mean, you could just make an entire Soul Calibur game with just Warrior of Light, like... Oh, dude. Acoustic Oblivion. But she won't have me. Wake up in sweat of regret. I gotta put out my Lyrical Lore Oblivion. I literally finished it. I started editing it. I gotta put it out. Ultima Online was 97. That's what I must have been thinking about, Mysteria. Yeah. Other Quest is getting another expansion soon. Speaking of old MMOs, getting content at 11. Just got Ixion. Yeah. I'm afraid Square doing crossover with Tomb Raider in 14. Well, I mean, they don't own Tomb Raider anymore. Didn't they sell off all of they sold off that IP, I'm pretty sure. I've been trying to look for the other 14 songs, but I have not seen them. Return to Oblivion is one of them. Yeah. Get Mr. Beast to sponsor the console release. Can't do Tomb Raider. Yeah, they all just sold the rights. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, no, Cleric, I'm pretty sure you're right. Reminds me of FMA Brotherhood. Yeah. God, I fucking love Full Metal Alchemist. I love the original anime. I love Brotherhood. I love the manga. I think the manga is the best version of it all. But, like, I love the, like, tone of the original anime. Even if it's, like, inferior in a lot of ways. Oh, so good. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's so good. Oh, Soken, you fucking mad lad. What song is this? I like it. I have no idea what song this is. Wait, is this? Dun, 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 dun. My brain knows what this is, but I literally can't put a word, like name or describe it. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I literally don't know what it is, but I literally knew what it was. I don't know what my brain. Okay, turning it down because they're gonna return in a second. Persona collab? Yeah, Persona collab would work. In terms of like style. Yeah, you guys are having a lot of great ideas. Sorry I couldn't get to all of them before they got back. Shadowbringers Funtown theme, Ilmeg. Okay, thanks, Hydra. Wayward Son. Solomon, good to see you, glad to have you. And we're back. Did you manage to relax a bit? Yeah, oh, it is, yeah, the Ilmeg, the, otherworld, Ilmeg. What is it called? The fucking dream world. Do you guys think they'll age up Alphino and Alistair by we went to another reflection where 3 years passed in 1 week style? I don't think they'll do it that style. I think that's one way to do it. I think if they do it, they'll just do, you know, it depends. The problem is once they do, they've defined time. Once they do, they're saying a certain amount of time has passed because they're explicitly 16 at the start of ARR, and we know that if they do, they have to. A max of up to 4 years has passed because we know that like Eorzean, the latest their growth spurt comes in is 20. Talfino. I think it'll happen someday. I have no idea when anymore. If they were gonna do, I thought for sure if they were gonna do, they would have done it in at the end of 6.0. Des, thanks for getting Archon. Enjoy your emotes. Speaking of those of you with emotes, go ahead and use them. I want you to like, oh, look at that, those fire jackets. Morning, Des. Good to see you, glad to have you. That jacket is drip. Yoshi-P with the drip. Sheesh.
すいませんね、僕しか着れないのにこんな自慢して申し訳ない。いや、よくできてる。
Naksha has a theme?
自慢したかったんですよ。すいません。はいはい。まあ、They
had to do nothing since they were souls, but they specified how Thancred was there for almost 5 years. Yeah, no, Thancred was there for 5 years, and Y'shtola was there for I think like roughly 3. But that's talking about time on the first. I'm talking about the time bubble and the fact that they do not define how much time has passed on the source from the beginning of A Realm Reborn to the end of Endwalker. So my point is just if they do that, they put themselves in a position where they need to kind of define the timeline. Elder Ring Rage would work too. Capturing and gathering updates. I wish we could sell this globally. Sorry for flexing something only I can wear. Then let's start the second half, about 45 minutes. Yeah, so apparently they're not selling it globally.
言われてみることで。6.35。
ああ、冷えってみんな忘れてましたね。みんな忘れてましたね。
Thancred was there for so long his eye grew back somehow.
シール的な。
He explains that the eye patch was just because he got accustomed to it and he already healed, but it's stupid. Yeah. Oh no, yeah, this song was definitely from Naksha. Naksha has a theme? Why does Naksha have a musical theme? Yeah, well, yeah, Yoshi-P, wow. I'm Melania, yeah.
こちらもですね、まあ道具強化コンテンツではあるんですけど、まあ当然。
I knew you all had forgotten about this. Skysteel Hell is back, says Yoshi-P.
ストーリーからですね、1枚
Tool enhancement quests are back.
こちらでございます。
No. It's definitely not Suzaku's theme. I know Suzaku's
手に
theme.
持つものに関わる人は裸族しかおらんのか。
いやいやっていうかさ、お前さっきなんか見たんじゃん。
There's a story to these quests. I brought one of the screenshots. Hey, it's not Geralt.
だってさ、モデリング
I'm an Amazu, Fish of Nanamo, and I have never known Silky.
あれっていう。ゲロルトさんのあれじゃん。
Does someone want to explain tool enhancements, Yukio, for me?
なんと
But would they have to define the time of the source? I don't really think so. They can't say time passed so
ま
fast.
だ
that they're-
活躍の場
そうなんですよね。元は同じ魂。
No, Reaper, you're missing my point completely. Why did I think John Wick girl source timeline can stay vague? That only works if you put them on another reflection, but that involves a bunch of other problems. The other thing is that they've established that the reflections have come into phase with each other in terms of time, so they're not out of sync currently.
ちょっとね、第一世界絡んで。
The Void and the First both are, and there's no reason to think that the others are either. And if you connect them physically, there's almost no reason to necessarily think that they're going to be disconnected in time.
どうなるやらね。ちょっとね。
And it seems like because time on a macro level for the Void and the Source is relatively parallel, on a macro scale, they still are in an equilibrium. Do they say all reflections? No, but my point is not that they say all reflections. My point is we shouldn't assume that they would, and it's not that they couldn't ever. I just don't think that that's the way that they're going to handle it, especially when
おって言われたらどう皆さん
that
思われたい
ends up causing a bunch of other problems. Morning, Sarah.
マトシね。
あいろんな名前
すぐ古代人って出す。
Uh,
とさ、古代人ね。
why are all these tool weapon makers not wearing clothes? Please look forward to it. I'm sure none of you can guess who the next custom delivery will be. Oh, he's teasing you guys.
で、一生仲良くなれそうにない。多分、イントネーションが
あーなるほど
僕と違うんでしょうね。
Who could it possibly be?
そう
ラーラーえ
ラーラーの呼び方って僕
仲良くなれ
のそのイン
ない人はどうしたの
トネーション以外になんかある
私もラーラーだった
I mean, after the
Lara.
wonder that was the Emelian's custom deliveries.
ラーラ
ラーラー意外といる
Delivery way?
ーラー
I just went and listened to Suzaka's theme. I swear it might be that.
あでも下
Are you sure? I feel like I've listened to Suzaka's theme a bunch. Maybe that's also why I did know it though. So Tragar, maybe I'm wrong. Elephant science lady.
ラーラー
Nadana?
なるほどね
ラーラーはないよね
I mean, that would make sense. Although I wonder, because we already had
Lara.
Arkasodra,
うん
if they wouldn't do someone else.
なるほど面白い
おー今ちなみにお得意様取引にラーラーは全く関係がないんですけどね
I'm trying to think about other maps that would potentially make sense. I mean, custom delivery in Garlemald would make a lot of sense, especially since we know the MSQ is going to be in
い
it.
やいかに
このスクリーンショットの中に取引相手がいらっしゃいますいるはい
わかるかな
スクリーンショットこちらです
He's teasing you guys.
そうやろ
What?
は
Nani? Nande no?
そうか
草人さんでですね
はい
人間に戻ってない
Okay.
方がいらっしゃるのを覚えてらっしゃいますか
皆様
実はいらっしゃるんですよ
覚えておいでだろうか
草人さんが今回は得意様になってまいります
I don't know if it'll be fail Uul, but
そうですね
maybe? I mean, like, it would. Hollow Knight.
でもやっぱ皆さん
This big horror game stuff. I mean, they should, right? Because the pixies are Fae, and like Fae is dangerous. Fae is playful and dangerous and capricious. You know. He looks like me after no sleep for 4 days. Yeah, the zone with the Namai village, and the Namazu mansion, and everything. Yangsha.
どうなるんだっていうまあまあ隅
No,
々
that's not Nagsha. That's Yangsha.
エリア作ってきましたからそう隅々までそもそも生きてるんだっていう
If that's what you mean, Atelier.
まあなのでまあぜひねいろんな
Or I don't know, you may be referencing him. He's right. We never guessed the next custom delivery. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Norvrand's regional form of muck grass type.
はい
Solid.
パワーポイントにちょっと
Solid.
戻って
The whole Lala discussion was about the pronunciation of the last boss of the Dead Ends dungeon, Rala. Because in English it's Rara, but like in English it's Rala, but in Japanese,
審査員の時にですね
Rara would be Rara. Because it like the R and L sound are like one sound, so it would just be like Rara.
はい
How Yoshi-P saw a comment on Twitter when someone said they'd never be able to be friends with Yoshi-P simply based on his pronunciation. They then learned that they do actually have different ways of pronouncing it even in the dev team. Yeah.
追加条件の情報っていうのを足し
I thought it will be in Garland Mill. I really did too. I mean, like, hey, more Shadowbringers content. That bodes well. That could potentially mean something like, hey, going back to one of your points about Deep Dungeon being below the Crystal Tower. I mean, like, I still think that there's other reasons that would be other ones, but like, especially after the twinning, but because like the twinning you go to the lowest point, but fishing logs, spearfishing in ARR areas. Primary fishing, collectible values will be displayed for reference. Primary fishing locations preferred, bait and additional conditions will be added to the fishing guide. New spear fishing locations will be added to Upper Lenosia, the first area from A Realm Reborn to allow diving. Sweet. Wait, Upper Lenosia is gonna have diving? Are we gonna be able to explore Bronze Lake? Exciting! We've added a spot in ARR where you can dive. I can't believe that that's the thing I'm most hyped for this stream. Yeah, it's yeah.
なるほど。
Oh, that's so exciting! That's actually really cool. Leo returned to monkey. Monkey. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was very excited about the Heaven of Earth, but I expected the Heaven of Earth. This was a complete surprise, and is fascinating from a lore standpoint, and will also be very confusing, and because of all the points I've made about the geography of the Wanderer's Palace being somewhat problematic. Oh. I love it. I guess we're gonna just, who wants to spend a stream hanging out underwater in Bronze Lake for no reason? Just like have, just 20 of us just hanging out under there, you just have a new player come in, like, dive underwater, like, wait, what the fuck is this? Holy Nemean lore Batman! Exactly, Renoa. I'm losing my shit because we can dive underwater in Bronze Lake, which is really cool from a lore perspective. All the cat girls at the spas are going to be down there. Well, you know how cat girls love getting wet. I don't want to praise my own team too much, but without me even saying anything, our dev team keep wanting to introduce new stuff to old areas, and I really like that. Fuck yes. This bodes well. It means that we could see diving in ARR, and it means that retroactively ARR can be pushed more and more and more to modern standard. Not that it's not modern standards, but just like increasing it. Hey, there we go. Island Sanctuary updates. So whoever was asking about that, we're actually getting stuff for that. Yes, more new old content, please. Yeah, Black Fame, totally agree. I don't know if he said there was. I missed him saying there were side quests, but definitely there. New sanctuary ranks and visions. Sweet. Not surprising. Just imagine this could prelude to a Criterion Dungeon for Nemi and stuff. So Traegar, I think what we would see for Criterion Dungeon instead would be the northern section of Vilbrand, with Ogomoro and stuff. But also because Nemi, there's so many Nemi and stuff already. But you definitely could do Nim. There's like I think you're gonna get. I think the first 3 Criterion Dungeons we're gonna see are gonna be one for we're gonna see one for each city-state, starting city-state. We had Ul'dah with Sildee. I think we're definitely going to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Nimian one or an Ogomoro one. Yeah. New item rewards, new material, crop, animals, and item work. So yeah, pretty much what you would expect. We plan to make bigger updates every 2 patches. So this is going to be a minor one. So that means in 6.4, there's going to be a major island sanctuary patch. And Yoshi-P asks, please take your time, don't rush it. Ooh. Wait, how did he end up there? They're not, those are mostly native to the northern section of Aldenar. Ah, whatever, it's cool. I mean, how did a Gubu end up in the... It's fine. Gridania would be probably Gelmora or Amdapor. I would probably say Gelmora. Amdapor is a really finite and constrained place. But the thing is, Gelmora, we never even went to the Gelmoran city proper. Like, you have Palace of the Dead and you have, like, Temtara and stuff. But, like, there's actually the Gelmoran city. So I would suggest probably that. Rar. That's cold in the north. They migrate south like birds. Good theory, Quinn. Good theory. Yangshan tiger, yeah. I guess I'm sitting here talking about the griffin, and then the Yangshan tigers over here is like, okay, fuck it. We'll be like the Thunderbirds HQ island, yeah. Yoshi, please take your time. Don't rush it. FX Final Fantasy IV community, and I took that personally. Yeah, we got no chill. Let's be real. Turf war. Foxconn asks, is there going to be a turf war between the Griffin and the Ancient Tiger? It's interesting though, right? Because Griffin and Garabanya and the Tiger being, you know, Yanxia. I wonder why specifically Stormblood stuff. Maybe it destroys everything you built if you leave it alone for too long. Paisa, how did Paisa end up on the island? Yeah. Hey, Morble minion. Is that an actual Morble that you can catch, or is it a Morble minion? Morble ending up there actually makes canonic sense. They could have been blown on the winds. Imagine feeding a tiger vegetables, because clearly tigers eat vegetables. Wonderful, we have more dangerous animals to add near the grass eaters. This is not a minion. No, so this is actually a catchable creature. Don't worry, chat. Yoshi-P says, don't worry, chat. I had the same reaction when I saw this for the first time. This is not a minion. This is actually... Do they say what the new beast tribe is? Yes, it's Loporits. Adia, good to see you, glad to have you. And it's Loporits, is the and his crafters. So, surprising no one. We did get the Monster Hunter crossover gear unlocked. Yeah. I thought we had a Morble minion. We do, but this isn't a Morble minion. This is a actual Morble Sproutling that you can catch on the Island Sanctuary. So you could have a Morble minion and a Morble, like, mob that you had caught. If you leave this one alone, it will probably multiply the next time you visit your island. So many additions that just destroy the beautiful environment. I think Yoshi-P's joking there. I don't think that's serious. Well, that's cool. Where's the next place you're housing going to be? Garlemald? Smileton? Smileton is, like, referenced and joked about multiple times. Garlemald or Smileton both could be. I would assume Smileton. The next one, though, to exist that would make sense would maybe to do Crystarium housing, especially after they do connect the reflections. Island Sanctuary roller coasters? No, it just looks like steps. It just looks like almost like a garden. God, let it be Alamigo. Yeah, I guess Alamigo would make sense too. Yeah. Alamigo could also work. We're developing a lot more for 6.4, like the placement of garden furniture, as I had mentioned before. So garden furniture is going to be a thing in 6.4, as Yoshi-P says. Crystarium housing would be great. Oh my god, I would never leave the first if we got the Crystarium housing. I would say that one day it could totally happen. I wouldn't put any like expectations on it anytime soon, but I definitely think it's a very... I think it's likely on a long enough time scale. Well, I don't like. There's a lot of stuff in 14 that I don't care much for either. Like, I actually do care about Island, but I don't care about housing. So, like, I feel you. I relate to you, even if not on this specific one thing. Yes! To collect all available yields, leaving at once. Thank you, God. Improved workshop interfaces. Good. Island Sanctuary updates. Continued. Alamigan housing would be cool for lore. Yeah, it also would make sense from a lore standpoint for them, like, trying to raise funds and stuff. So Alamigan housing would definitely work. Ability to save the orchestration settings. Island visitors will now hear the Isle Keep orchestration. Cool. Collect all its best news about Island Sanctuary, yeah. Carson, good to see you, glad to have you. Notification when visitors arrive on your island. Yeah. These are all nice quality of life. I mean, the other thing is, to me, like, Island Sanctuary was a great first outing. I always was expecting it to be like the bones for setting up for for them to develop and iterate and build on top of it, because that's how they always do shit in 14. So like, yeah, to me, like, Island Sanctuary is exactly what I was looking for, and wanting more from it, I knew I was gonna get. So you know, we're getting these quality of life and little things in the odd patch, but in the even patch, in the 6.4, we're gonna get, you know, a major update for it. Did they say what the next members of the 12 are in the next raid? It's gonna be they're following the wheel, because they showed us the Heaven of Earth, so it's definitely gonna be Althik, then Nafika is gonna be who we fight, and then it's gonna be Minfina, then Halone, I believe, or maybe I think it's Halone, then Minfina. Then we're gonna go into the next one, which will be the ones of water. It'll be Thaliak and Nymea, and then we'll fight Limlane, then Oshan. So what's their justification for not adding proper housing in Island Sanctuary? because that takes a fuck ton of server space, and that, I mean, adding actual housing island sanctuary would be just like adding a fuck ton of housing to the game, period. Because it takes a ton of server space, it's costly, it requires upkeep, and it's complicated. Like it's if it was as simple as just like I don't really think philosophically they're opposed to the idea. It's just practically they're unable to do that. Yeah. Philosophically, I think if Yoshi-P could snap his fingers and give everyone their own personal house, he would.
こちらがですね、さっきから名前がちょいちょい上がってたんですけど、
Smite us, Almighty Fury, yeah.
ガンガン出てくるとかじゃないんですけど、こう持つと。
Guide us, Almighty Fury. Guide us to victory. That said, as well as they don't want Island Sanctuary to replace housing, though it already has done for me. Yeah, and the thing is, though, that because they can't do that for housing, they have been making Island Sanctuary not. Just make it its own separate thing that's miniaturized, which means that, like, for people like me who don't care about housing, that's the limit of, like, housing that I care about. So it's perfect, you know? It does ease it for others. New treasure dungeon, the shifting Gymnasium of Aghanon. Gymnasium of Aghanon. Portal accessible via Albus-centric treasure map. Fascinating. Where in the world could that be? This is gonna be fascinating. This is gonna build our lore up of the world unsundered to an extreme degree. Well, is it an Albus map, or is it just a map of somewhere on the unsundered world? A lot more updates to islands in 6.4, more minor content updates. New treasure dungeon, only maps in Elpis will have the chance of opening the portal for this one, which makes sense because it's the unsundered world. I'm going to be curious. I hope they show us a screenshot, because I really hope it's actually a location that we have hitherto not seen. Gold saucer updates! Let's ball! Give it to me, motherfucker! I mean, you're not going to, but please! Oh fuck, I actually want my water back. Oh, that bottle actually went flying. New course added for Leap of Faith. Dope. We're not getting Blitzball, but I definitely... これね、本当はね、持ってきたかったんですけど、今、ちょうどコリジョンこうつけて、I wonder where the leap of faith is gonna be. 本当にこれで大丈夫かっていうジャンプ検証をやっていて、ちょっと変わって。I swear, Replay is really messing with the timeline just because of the rules. Well, no, so okay, I have a video coming out of that whenever I can finally just put it out, but I have a video explaining what the timeline and time travel works and that they're not fucking with it. 久々ね、ジャンピングアスレチックに新しいマップが追加される。Despite seemingly, in certain cases, it seeming like the time travel is mutable, every example of time travel in 14 is actually fixed loop. No, we don't get a screenshot. Housing update. Oh, hey, maybe housing. Well, it's probably something minor. I think we'll have Blitzball after visiting the 10 Besage shard. I don't know that we're gonna bend 10 Base shard. I wish for something like that, Pim. I don't know if you see our conversations about that elsewhere. I would assume that actually the way that they implemented it, they did it would actually be making it a gameplay to Mericidia, or maybe even potentially in the New World. And I also don't think that they're gonna make a shard based purely off of 10. I don't think that the other shards are gonna be like purely based off of any one Final Fantasy game. Even the 13th isn't like 4, you know, like it's got a lot of 4 elements. And again, 10's my favorite, so not that I would be complaining. 6 regular awards, 6 subdivisions, planned for sale by lottery. Yeah, this is exactly what we would have expected. I don't know. I must have been so tired when I woke up this morning. I don't know why I thought a trailer or anything would be playing. Like, it's all, the first live letter is always the like Loki live letter with a lot of like minutia detail stuff like this. I knew. I don't know why I accidentally psyched myself out into thinking that there would be a trailer or anything. It's always like this. New housing. Can't wait to fight for a spot in the auctions. I mean, that's the beauty. I mean, the benefit of things like Island Sanctuary. Well, also don't forget, you know, the new servers exist, so that may help. Like your chances may drastically go up. The fight may be less harsh. Grandfather clause and whatnot, yeah. Timeline is more like anything that happens is inevitably going to happen, right? No, so the interdimensional rift is a chaotic mess of the possibilities. But time travel in 14, every example is fixed loop because literally the causality of each thing relies on the prior thing to happen. So for instance, you get the 8th Emerald timeline that exists, but the 8th Emerald timeline can only exist if we go back to Elpis, and Elpis can only exist if the 8th Emerald timeline exists. And like literally, and Alexander only happens if the events of Elpis happen. So like literally everything in there is fixed, and also when you talk to Elidibus and there's and Themis, the portal delivers you onto the moment you need to be where you need to be in Elpis. That's why it delivers you at a later point directly falling upon Themis when you go in for Pandemonium. So it's very specific, like when it's dropping you off. Got my house when they reduced the FC area. They can take it all from my cold dead hands. Carolina, good to see you, glad to have you. UI improvements. Hey! Icons for damage type will now display in the battle log in flying text. I don't know why it took so long to have this. But I don't care, it's fine. At least now people will actually be able to tell. Is this physical damage? Is this magic damage? I don't fucking know. I won't be able to tell because I have not had numbers on the entire time I've played this game. But I'm glad this exists because this is base. This is blessed. This is great for the player base as a whole. No, our timeline doesn't exist because Graha exists. No. The 8th Emerald Calamity timeline happens as a split point, but the 8th Emerald Calamity timeline can only happen if we go to the Crystal Tower in the first place. So, like, it's the 8th Emerald Calamity doesn't birth this one. And the 8th Emerald Calamity can only exist if the events that happen preceding it and after it take place. So it's all one large fixed loop, even though there's a branch. That branch is part of a fixed loop. Yeah. Now tanks won't pointlessly throw out Dark Mine and Heart of Light. Oh, Adia, they still absolutely will. I promise you they will. But also, I hope you're right in that it at least helps people use it more tactically. But as someone who played Dark Knight and was absolutely one of those motherfuckers, you're right. You're right to hope, to dream. I hope it helps. Even if it only makes the player base 10% better about it, it's worth it, you know? Okay. More details at a later date. Damage type will now show in the battle log and flying text. Yoshi-P, since this is getting introduced for every pass attack instance of damage as well, there might be some mistakes. Sorry for those, please be understanding. Yeah, there may be some mistakes. Yeah. That's a lot of shit to QA. Speaking of timelines, Terminator and Spider Alliance Raid West. I mean, just play Dead Ends. Just play the Dead Ends. There you go. It's nice to dream. Yeah, still silently praying for poetic increase from 2,000 to 4,000. I'm not familiar with there's some really interesting arguments as to why that is not a good thing, why that's a bad idea. I can't articulate them or know any of them, but I know that there are some people who have made some very interesting counterpoints for that. But yeah, in a vacuum, quality of life, that would be nice. But also at that point, why not just make it unlimited? And I'm sure there are actually good reasons why you don't want to do that. Carol Leanne's is basically that. Yeah, exactly. Imagine War of the Magi Alliance raids. I mean, imagine War of the Magi Alliance raid. Imagine War of the Magi Ultimate. You know, like imagine getting historical points and times as ultimates once we catch up in ultimates, right? Imagine getting Cartano Flat, the Battle of Cartano Ultimate, you know? I'm so constantly Captain Poetics accidentally. I'd love them to be uncapped. Yeah. UI improvements. Ability to display remaining time for buffs to speed buffs in the party list. Good shit. Good shit. This is the thing. It's like even minor patches. They're always adding little things. They're always trying to increase quality, improve quality of life. There's always something in every patch that's just trying to up quality of life, and I love it. I prefer soft cap, slight increase to 650 for current tomes, but I know apparently it was reduced more recently from 550 to 450. Yeah, I'm not familiar enough from a game design standpoint to articulate reasons why it makes sense, why it's a good idea to do that. So I won't go out of my depth and try to. I will say that I think keeping it limited is a good idea to not make it so people feel like they just constantly like, well, now I just got to grind a whole bunch. You know, it's like it's finite, and this is about weekly, right? This is different to normal tomestones because like normal tomestones, I don't know. I can't think of a reason. Oh, you know, here's a reason why for tomestones. For tomestones, if you made it unlimited, people could grind a fuck ton of tomestones now, and then just buy every single relic. when they come out, right? Or like it would allow them to like future-proof and never have to engage with worrying about getting tomestones again. Whereas if you have a finite thing, it's more of like a thing where people have to choose to engage, spend it, maybe choose to go back. It's like a natural cadence. That's just speculation on my part for a reason why you might want to. Warrior Scholar Dancer. Wish we had a raid for the AR trailer. Battle of Carton Quinn. Yeah, exactly. That would be a great ultimate or something like that. I think there's a chance that someday we do see something like that. Because we're gonna catch up in ultimates eventually, and they're gonna have to get weird with it. Where are the Hroth females? Feels weird, man. We're not getting that 7.0, Exorn. We're getting 7.0 is when you'll get them. My largest wish is that they remove your losing rank in CC if someone disconnects leads early if you're ranked match. Yeah, that's a tough thing with ranked, man. That's like the fundamental underlying sentiment behind ranked is kind of like you go in. I hate that you can go down at all. But also, I respect that is like the style, and also you don't want to make it because the problem is otherwise you just make everyone go to ceiling, right? You're not, and then the thing is that then people who are in silver, people trying to play who are in bronze trying to get to silver 2 weeks later can't because there's just no one in bronze, you know.
ID の場合はこの赤枠がないです。ここを注目してくださいっていうので赤枠つけてるだけなんで。My large okay, I understand now. It's kind of just a little miffed when I don't have enough for my set of gear, but I understand. Yeah, and that's just I would just say generally, not every time. Generally, there is at least a reasonable reason why things have been designed the way they are in 14. Not always. Sometimes they're just like oversights or misguided or whatever, but like usually there's at least a reason. So if it doesn't look like there's any reason, I would try to say, try to ponder on it or think on it. Oh yeah, I don't want to be told we're using. Okay, remaining buff timers will now be shown in party lists. Yoshi-P, I don't want to be told we're using third-party tools because the future's not in game. So here you go, Yoshi-P. Haha. The comments. What happened to those bottom 3 players? Tank angry. A new UI theme, but I haven't checked it, so I can't show it today. Portraits will now show in different content. This red border doesn't show in the dungeon. We will allow you to change where to place this, and it's a toggle feature you can turn off. It will not extend your playtime. So this red border won't be here, but you'll be able to see these for party member information. We're going back to the painting dungeon? Painting dungeon. Painting dungeon. まあ単純にね、24人出すわけにいかない理由が
I wonder, do these like show up at like the very beginning when you come in? His wording isn't very clear. It just says they'll show in different content. We will allow to change where to place this, and it's a toggle feature you can turn off. It will not extend your playtime. 30-party tools? What is that, Yoshida-san? Yes. It is really good that he's trying to take every place that they can integrate third-party tools that they want as part of things. Like, I don't think we're ever going to get a DPSer, and nor do I think we should have one. But that's more like of a philosophical argument as to why not to have it rather than anything practical. Yes. Mountain Dungeon is based off of a painting. Smileton is based off of a painting. Oh, because you're talking about MC Escher. Oh, no, that's a sketch. That's a sketch, I believe, not a painting. But like MC Escher style. Yeah. It is loosely based off of MC Escher style art. Expansion of available actions when using fashion accessories. Nice. Yeah, nobody would ever use third-party tools. I do think it'd be neat if they make more themes of past FF tiles like OG FFX themes. Yeah, and 80, I think we'll see more and more stuff like that. Again, 10 is my favorite, has probably my favorite soundtrack next to 14. So I would love that. I do also, I don't want them to just put 10 in 14. I want them to take elements from it and weave them in, like they did with Anima. And I think it made a lot of sense and worked really well. And I'd rather them just take disparate parts. Like, I'd love them to take the idea of like what Sin represents and make that a foe in a shard and a reflection, but not just make Sin and Final Fantasy X as one of the reflections. But like the context and the existential dread and threat of what Sin represents, I would love. My most wanted thing is feedback on missing positionals. Yeah, Jade, that would be I think that would be amazing. Go put that on the forums. I would say go absolutely make a post on the forums about that. They read that shit. Adora, good to see you. Glad to have you. Ability to cast glamours and Divertainer equipment without removing. I don't think you're, at least from this language, I don't think you're gonna be able to use it in dungeons. For 24-man content, it will only show your own party for the last thing. Yoshi-P, we discovered a bit that when testing the use of actions while using accessories, not sure if we can fix it until 6.3. Yeah. I'd love to see some Albed inspired gear. Yeah. I mean, there is some. I would say that there already is in like Hydaelyn. There's some Hydaelyn gear that is very Ul'Dawn or very Albed. But totally Jack. UI theme of 10. Oh, for like the aesthetic as an option? Yeah, that'd be interesting. I do feel like they're looking at the quality of life add-on, thinking about what they can implement officially with whatever spare time they have. Yeah, and I think Cleric, I think more often than not, though, when they don't add something, it's more of a philosophical desire to not add it rather than it is just an impractical, like a parser, right? I don't think that's true in every case. I think there's some things that like that we're just going to see added as time goes on. I was really hoping Thavnir dungeon gear would be a bit Albed because the first screenshots reminded me of the first dungeon where Titus is rescued by them. Yeah, I guess the thing is Thavnir was always very India coded and Albed is not very that, so I wasn't expecting that, but I feel for that. Would it be too much to ask to add all artifact armors in the armoire? Yes, because the armoire has a finite number of slots in it. It has a hard-coded finite number of slots in it. The reason that, for instance, not all store items or all event items can go in the armoire is because they're literally running out of slots to use in the armoire. And then they can't get around that. So that's why that's that way. At least that was why that was that way as of 5.0, I think. Please give us the apply glamour dispeller on glams. Yeah. The other thing that would be nice is loot command window opening automatically. Well, no, see, but the thing is, Jada, is I would hate that. So I think the thing is that the loot, that window, that opening automatically, I think is personal preference, right? Because I don't want that to open up in the middle of a fight or like in the middle of doing something. And also, I think for me, it does most of the time, as long as I'm opening it. It feels like we're building up to the armory chest finally having a use, armoire. Or the armoire does have a use. You can store things in it permanently. Ability to scammers on equipment. Ability to filter newly added sundry splendors. Oh wow, thanks, Ellie. I was not aware the armor was specific. This was true as of they haven't addressed it again in the past 2 years, but this was like a fundamental problem with the armoire that was left over from 1.0 2.0. That at least as far as I am aware is still the case. The same way that, for instance, one of the reasons that a bunch of items on this store are not account wide is also due to the fact that originally there was a finite number of item codes for account-wide items. I don't know if that's still the truth. I don't know if they've solved that sense, but that was the reason for the longest time why that was a problem. The only thing I have that's storeable in the armoire is M1. I have my armoire is packed. I have tons of stuff in the armoire. The PS code of I will say the thing is that they got rid of most of their code debt. So the thing is they Yoshi-P has stated they don't have a lot of code debt issues, but there are some times where it does pop up like that. You can now change your retainers' glams without unequipping their gear. Thank God. There is one more update to your retainers' inventory management, but it's too difficult to put in text and words, so I will show you during the next PLL. I think people who have a lot of materials stored will be really happy about this one. Fuck yes. Comments are asking about blue updates. We will do blue at some point, but please wait a bit more. I would say expect 6.4 for blue. Tactics Ogre Reborn screenshot sweepstakes underway. My armoire has less than 10 items in it. I think mine has like 50. I wasn't aware the chest had finite space too. It makes more sense now why they barely use it. Yeah. The thing is also barely use it. The thing is, there's a ton of items in the game that use it. Just because you don't have them, like there are a bunch of old event items that used it. There are a bunch of job armors that use it. So like it is worth pointing out that it isn't like not used. You just may not, for the purposes and items you have, it may just not be used. Yeah, my armor has quite a bit of stuff in there. Yeah. I guess I have a cap like 250 or 512 or something. Yeah, maybe. I couldn't speak to it. I don't know for sure. Mine's pretty full. Yeah. And it's one of those things where the longer you're a player, the more it accrues too, by a lot. Well, level 30 class armor alones are more than 30. Yeah. So I probably must have more than 30, more than 50. Going for Omni 90 holy items. Yeah. Nice, Mr. Some announcements for now. I kind of want to. I've never played Tactics Ogre, so I think I may like I may buy Tactics Ogre Reborn, and I may like take my off days on Sundays and like stream it or something, because I've been really enjoying streaming with you guys. Like, it's just really revitalizing, especially when I'm dealing with like mental health struggles. It's like, even if I'm really low, streaming with you guys it gets me going. I mean, the same way that I was incredibly tired and feeling really shit at the start of this, but I'm already feeling much better now. I just got 3 days left to submit for the umbrella. Yeah, don't forget to submit. Don't forget to take a picture and submit. It's sort of the proto FF Tactics. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I know a lot about Tactics Ogre Reborn. I love its soundtrack. I've listened to it a ton. I've just never actually played it. I know the gameplay. I've watched the gameplay. I just haven't actually played through it. There you go. Tactics Ogre. All the conspiracy theory people looking way too deeply into 6.28 changelogs feel vindicated now. I don't know why people were thinking that was going to be relevant in terms of gameplay. I mean, maybe a crossover event, but like... This is also why don't fucking look at the 6.28 files. Or look too deeply into shit. It's not always a secret. They're not doing Boja 2.0 Tactics Ogre. Also, as far as we know, Matsuno isn't doing any projects with them right now. I may not be for a while. Yoshi-P, I saw a few people that said they bought Tactics Ogre because I mentioned it in our testing stream. Yoshi-P pushed me, so thank you guys. Yeah, apparently Tactics Ogre was really important to Yoshi-P. I need that lo-fi album. Yeah. It's on sale. Oh, fuck. Okay, is it CD only? Because if it's digital, we can buy it digitally. But if it's CD only, because fuck Japan and fuck Tokyo culture with their exclusivity bullshit, like where like they make things exclusive when they don't have to be because of FOMO. Fuck that shit. But if it's digital, I'm buying it, and maybe we'll buy one and do a raffle for it or something. If it's physical, maybe we need to raise money for an import and then surreptitiously find a way to get those MP3s onto the internet. Digital. It's on Amazon right now. Fuck yeah, let's buy it, baby. Oh wait, okay, no. How much is it? Because I may not have. I don't think I have. I don't have the budget for it. We're current goal is saving for a maid outfit for a maid stream, so I gotta save the monies for that. Okay, but I'll get it eventually. Maybe someone will put some stuff on the bottom. It's $20 on Amazon. Yeah, I'll just have to get it in a Bradley Default Concert only recently got a digital release via Amazon streaming. Yeah, I already bought Endwalker and EP soundtracks. I'm done spending for a bit. Does it come with a digital code? I assume so. I don't. Ask anyone who's buying it right now. When I buy it, Demins, I'll make sure to we'll share it to you. I'll give you one earbud and we'll listen to it together. Sorry, my donations are so small. No, Yukio! Oh, no! Yukio, thank you absolutely for anything. First off, deeply appreciate it just in the sentiment alone. Thank you so much for the pesos that you've given. And it's been lovely. Thank you. Don't worry about it. I wish Japan embraces digital more. There are so many Toho orchestral albums I'm just dying to buy right now. I don't think it's a problem of Japan embracing digital. I think it's a problem of the culture around finite, about having a finite number of things and prestige around that, which is much more normalized there compared to here. I mean, it's not great here, but it's a lot worse there. I can tell you that for all sorts of fandoms. FOMO is much more normalized and okay for stuff like that. Oh my god, these are hilarious. The fucking grapes. Oh man, I wish I still had. Oh man, I don't have any friends who use Line anymore. So like, I don't have. I have a bunch of like Kingdom Hearts and like Line stickers, but I can't use them. Kikoemasu ka? What are you hearing? Gambare, gambare. That's unnerving with Valens. Warrior of Light to Ikuekai.
ゆっくりご説明しますので、
はい
トピックスもこの後出ますが、よく聞いてください。
Sanctuary's Heart.
オーケストラコンサート2022 Eorzean
Yeah, for anyone, I mean, much to the detriment of the people watching the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. But ignoring that, the rest of this is mostly probably going to be merch stuff, as it usually winds down here. So if you want to check out, now's not a bad time to. Yeah, if you want to keep hanging out here, we'll talk a little bit
皆さんから
longer.
非常に多くのご要望をいただいているため、プレイヤーの皆さんを
We'll check it.
対象とした追加抽選受付を本日より開始いたします。抽選です。
You know what? Maybe, let's see. Do I have like an Amazon gift card or something? Maybe I can.
で、抽選応募締め切りが本日から11月16日、来週ですね。来週水曜日の23時59分まで。もう開催まで間近なところに無理やりねじ込んだものですから。
はい。
期間とか大変短くなっておりますので、希望される方は忘れずに申し込んでください。で、今回追加されるチケットについてご説明します。こちらも大事なのでよく聞いておいてください。はい、今回販売されるチケットは2種類ありまして、注釈付き英席という種類と、
I think I need to go. Don't worry, Tracy. Thanks for joining and hanging out. Hope you have a good day. I've been awake since 6:30 a.m. yesterday, so now would probably be a good time for me to bounce. Yeah, Dibbins, go sleep. Go. But also, I don't want to. Since the YouTube, we are contractually obligated to say like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Ray Ray. Join our YouTube channel for a low price of not much a month. You get custom emojis, special badges, and the warm, fuzzy feeling of supporting your favorite archivists. Speaking of, let's go get Who Wants Deadpool? I need emotes. Who wants Deadpool?
こちらの方をご説明します。こちらはステージやスクリーン、演出出演者の一部が見えないお席となります。はい。で本来は販売予定がなかった座席なんですが、より多くの皆様にご来場いただけるように追加販売することといたしました。ですので、注釈付き A 席をご選択される際は、この点をあらかじめご了承いただいた上でお申し込みください。
Here comes the boy.
という内容になっております。
下までいっちゃう？
いきますね。で、もともと本来は販売する予定がなかったところを、今回無理やり捻出している都合もありますので、枚数が非常に少なくなっておりますので、プレイヤー先行抽選ですでに当選されている方は今回の抽選の対象外となります。すでにチケットをお持ちの方はお申し込みできませんのでご了承ください。はい、そして今回購入できる枚数はお一人様1枚までです。こちらも少しでも多くの方に来ていただけるためですので、どうぞご理解ください。はい、そしてもう一つ、今回販売されるチケットは
Lady, I may have to hire you to make like some Loprits emotes and stickers and stuff because I want to buy some of our Redbubble stickers, and I definitely want some of I want like the sloppy stickers, I want the I want that juicy emote stickers. We gotta figure out a funny Loprit emote. Maybe just like the Loprit gun, something like that. Yeah, he's a very good boy. You a very good boy, Deadpool?
Were
you sleepy and now you want to go outside? I can't right now. I'm in the middle of stream, but then hire my ass. I did hire your ass. Get the art. For the price of bubble coffee. Okay, I will. Zombie way. Pudding way, but yeah. Them dancing from Hildy. Oh, yeah, that, speaking of twerking Loporits, definitely get an animated emote that's just the Loporits doing the dance from the fucking Hildebrand thing.
お声を見ていて、なんとかっていうので、もうスタッフが駆けずり回って、なんとかいろんなところに頭を下げて、
twerking way.
少しでもなんとか売れないでしょうか。
Any interesting Yoshi-P stuff.
せないでしょうかっていうので、ちょっとかき集めて。
If imaginary song during the album this 10 year, I'm sure we would have been able to shut up, stop dreaming, get back to work. Talking in detail about the sales of additional tickets. This will be on the Lodestone post. Yeah, not anything particularly interesting. Booty way. I'm way too tired for this.
ね、ステージの吉田なんて別にどうでもいいんですけど、ちょっとね、演奏の一部が見切れてしまうなとかなんですけど。
I'd need sleep, not puns. I don't know. I feel like we can run on puns. Guess the dance will be an emote you get from the tribe quest. Oh, that would be. I don't think they want people shoving their asses in each other's faces. But also.
かき集めてきたという席なので、ざっくり言うとですね、イメージ。
Now, okay. Also, imagining just that is a reward from Hildebrand as well. Limbo emote. She can tell it's sleeping way then. Limsa will never be the same if they give us the Loporit dance emote. It's just gonna be endlessly that for the better part of 2 patches.
ページが開くの
Has
で
there ever been a limbo
まあ
contest in
この公演
14?
の
I mean, the Lalafells
どっ
always
ちの
win, so.
に
My only disappointment in this live letter is the lack of Foxconn cosplay, 6.2 live letter with speed content. Yeah, that's we only get those for the major like long live streams, like the 14-hour ones. You know, one year he was the like Ronkin Serpent. 1 year he was a train.
注釈付き英石の方が多いのは多いです。
Lapra emote would be the hum, wouldn't it?
差がある
Yeah, I guess it would. The
いや
yeah,
だからもう行くんだったら
that'd be probably right, Hydra.
っていう方はもうもちろん S でね、
はい
応募していただければいいんですけど、比率が結構違うので、そこだけはちょっとお伝えしておかないと、後でね、いやもうなんか全然違ったじゃん数って言ってくれればよかったのにってなりそうだったので、数は結構違うのでお願いします。で、各公演、一応数百。
Balmung would get caged off. I mean, the thing is, though, is that, like, that's always happened when crazy shit. Like, when the 2B leggings came out, it destroyed Balmung. When the, like, there's always something that will destroy Limsa. There will always be another thing. And it will only accrue into the nightmare that is the degeneracy. My only just, yeah. Lapra emo would be Balmung. Isn't it already? Yeah. You should consult Sleeping Way. Yeah.
ありがたいです。あとちょっと一個だけ申し訳ないんですけど、その元々の A 席と
I am always like
注釈付き A 席
I appreciate the amount of time and effort they're putting on this stuff, but especially for like the thing that's weird to me about the amount of effort and time that are put into live letters around things like the Eorzean Symphony is like as much as it's I mean a big deal obviously if you're in Japan. If you're not, you can't go to it, but if you even then it's a very finite number of people of the player base, which is always strange to me that it takes up such a swath of time.
というわけで、はい。
So the next number of calamity will happen thanks to role players.
なりますんで、ご応募いただければと。
It wouldn't be the strangest thing.
今吉田さんの話も聞いて
Never breached the Balmung containment zone. The BCZ. Next update, Balmung is being deleted. Flame Tongue replacing it. The quicksand no longer exists. I don't know how I never had, but I had never been to the quicksand on Balmung until about a month or two ago, and it was a time.
いやでもよくやってくれたし、ね運営会社さんも本当に無茶をお願いしたんですけど、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
まあちょっとねお結婚はどうしてもね、
Sloppy
の開催っていうのもあるからなんでしょうけど、まあまた今後
Balmung is already consuming Seraph. Limsa, it's scary out here.
ちょっとその数リクエストってところにどう答えていくかっていうのも、まあ我々の次の課題かなとは思う。
How's Dynamis' like attitude and disposition shaping up? Is it like more RP heavy? Is it like more serious in terms of doing content? Like what's the kind of like disposition it's got so far?
総責任者なのでファンフェスの。
Or is it still just too in flux?
ファンフェスの打ち合わせをちょろっとしましたけど、ファンフェスやってきますんで、はい。
Interesting. It's friendly, but there's no one running content because everyone's on their ults. Fascinating.
ちょうど10年。でもまあ来年がいよいよ新生ファイナルファンタジー14の10周年に突入するので、まあいろんな企画今走ってますんで、またね年が明けたら少しずつ。
I mean, too early to tell for sure, but definitely, I mean, some interesting notes early on. People are trying to get PF to use macros when they do run though. Yeah. Balmung sounds like an SCP containment zone. I mean, you're not wrong. From what I know, Seraph in particular is an RP haven. Why everyone is friendly. Haven't been there myself. Nice. Okay, doing the final thing.
いやでもね、もともとこんなもんよ。実は。気づいたらさ、3時間とか3時間半になった。
Talking in detail about the sale traditional ticket. Yeah, so they're going to be going for about like seven more minutes. Probably. 10 years ago, 1.0 ended. Next year will be the 10th anniversary of our Realm Reborn. We have a lot planned, says Yoshi-P. So they're like emphasizing that they're going to go all out with the fan fests. He said that multiple times, and they've got a lot planned for the player base. That's it for the Rooster Live letter today. It's very compact. I'm very excited to go do the live letter or to do the fan fest, and If you're going to the American or the UK fan fests, I will bring my triple triad board. And if you can beat me triple triad, I'll give you a reward.
ちゃんと今日話さなきゃいけないことすごいちゃんと話しました。そうですね。はい。まあその分次回はねちょっと実機
No trailer? No, so the trailer is usually the one that's closer. So we will get the next live letter I believe will either be 2 weeks out from the patch. So what?
そうですね。吉田さんは来週からの
About 2 weeks from now ish, 2 or 3 weeks from now. Basically 2 weeks away from the patch we'll get the patch trailer and all that. This is always there's always the before the main patch there's always like a mini live letter that's like touching on simple things or like a lot of like weird nitty-gritty stuff, and then the like juicy one is the one that's closer. This is to prevent it from being one giant live letter that's like 5 hours long. Time to head to work. Wonderful day, everyone. Yeah, to you too, Aurora. If I'm with Balmung and Habins, I just don't want them around much. Where's the US one happening? If it's in Cali, they announced it. What was it? Nevada? Was it Las Vegas? I'm pretty sure it's Las Vegas. 23 Fan Fest.
心血を注いでね、打ち合わせを経て実施を切って実装したっていうものをいよいよ僕が来週からちょいちょい途中の使用確認はしてますけど。
It is, yeah. July 2023, Las Vegas, Nevada. October 2023, London, UK. And early 2024 for Japan. They don't know for sure where in Japan. But Las Vegas is July 28th to 29th, and London is 21st to 22nd.
実機を使ってまたお伝えしようと思いますので。
Night, Hydra!
それを楽しみにですね、お待ちいただければと思います。
I mean, to be fair, if it's Vegas, you're basically might as well be Cali. It's not like that big of a difference in terms of a drive, right? Like, hell, you could, depending on where you are in Cali, it's less of a drive to get to Vegas than it is to get to, like, northern Cali.
さよなら。麻雀はやるけど年内は難しいかな。
Okay, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here then. So that's it for this. Today, obviously, we've got Lore Book Club over in the Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, come join that out. We do videos, obviously, Eorzean Archives. We do lore videos and all sorts of fun stuff for 14. We do the MSQ replay that we've been doing on Monday, Tuesday. On Thursdays, we've been playing through all the Final Fantasy games, me and Iniri together. On Saturday, we do community events. This community event, I think we're doing Triple Triad cards to help people get their Triple Triad mounts, but we also may switch it up to help people do PvP next week. But yeah. We'll see you for next live letter, and I will get on finishing up that video on timelines and explaining that, because I think that'll be very, very helpful to people. Are more announcements? I have to feed my animals. Bye, guys. Yeah, nope, we're good. Vegas is on 2 or so hour drive. Yeah, so that's nothing. That's nothing. Okay. Well, this has been lovely. Deadpool, would you like to say bye to the people? Deadpool, come here. Have a good one, everybody. Hi. We need an